This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest 100% organic cotton sheets from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster, wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with sheets that feel breathable to sleep in. You'll experience the purest softness on night one and feel your sheets get even softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com with code CUMULUS. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Harry had a pimple, and acting is it. Started out real simple, but the zit wouldn't quit. No one really noticed, but Perry knew was there. It was a blood poor impaction, bacterial action. It was just a little redness right between the eyes, but a zit with an ambition is a danger in disguise. Mama said, now don't you touch it and the zit will go away. But he locked the latch on the bathroom door and done it anyway. Tried a little Stridex, a smear, a clear, a seal. Even tried to execute it, but the zit he couldn't kill. So he pinched it with his fingers and the tongs from near the fire. Then he really got serious with some channel lock pliers. It was a zit, it was a zit that wouldn't quit. In the middle of the night, the zit began to plump, and it swelled up like a water balloon just hanging on a pump. It pushed aside the nightstand, it pushed aside the chair. It went right through the bedroom door just like it wasn't there. Oh, down in the kitchen you could hear the dishes break when it sat down at the table and had a bowl of Frosted Flakes. It was a zit, it was a zit that wouldn't quit.
Boom, papa, pow, mow.
Well, the action TV weatherman at his Doppler radar screen felt his pancake makeup crack at a sight he'd never seen. So the weatherman called the governor. On the governor's secret line, he said,
There's a matter of municipal security that you should be aware of at this time.
it's a high-pressure center, half the city wide, with what appears to be a teenage boy hanging off one side. It was a zit, it was a zit that wouldn't quit. Well, the governor called the SWAT team dermatologist. With a face like stone, he said, we don't negotiate with zits. He explained the laws of attraction that no man can repeal, like lightning to a golfer, like a klepto to a steal. So they slid the secret weapon out. No zit could deny it was a magnifying bathroom mirror 17 stories high. It was a zit. It was a zit that wouldn't quit. Well, the zit began to rumble, and we all ran away. And what happened next, post-traumatic stress just won't allow me to say. But it was 2 townships over when Perry hit the ground. And do you know the cost to power wash a small Midwestern town? Now, Perry's on probation till the day that he retires. He can't have fried foods, chocolate cake, or channel lock pliers. It was a zit. It was a zit that wouldn't quit. It was a zit, it was a zit that wouldn't
papa, mow, mow.
portions of the upcoming program have been pre-recorded, meaning they've already happened. And they're about to happen again. Huh. So where was it? Oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to have you here. It's the Bob and Tom Show.
Josh Arnold is here.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
Howdy do. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with our special guest.
Whenever you say howdy do, I always think of the great puppet Howdy Doody.
That's right. Sure.
As you do.
Sure. Willie, do you know who Howdy Doody is?
I mean, I got nothing, man.
Yeah.
Howdy Doody. What was the other thing?
Howdy
from
Doody
earlier?
was a classic 50s era marionette.
Okay. So,
you make it sound like he invented the Nobel Peace Prize.
yeah, right.
He didn't invent it. He was just one of the main recipients in the Cold War era.
Right this way, Mr. Doody.
And there's a hilarious bit in the show Fridays where they would go, right this way, Mr. Doody. But I always thought it could be a great parody of that song where you could go, that this is how we do it.
Oh, yeah.
This is Howdy Doody. And you'd have the puppet come around the corner.
Man.
Okay, sorry.
Look at that. Two dated references. My goodness.
It's 2 dated references. You're very welcome.
Yeah, this is how we do it. It's from the
love that
90s, 80s, late 80s.
Joining us in the studio, it is actor.
Actor?
I almost said actress. I went, don't they hate that now? Actor, comedian. Jen Kober is here with us.
Well, you have to use those words for me, Tom, because I'm not the girliest thing in the world. I mean, let's be real. Even if I did like actress and comedian, you wouldn't use those for me. Come on, man. This short hair does something to you.
Take off the hat for a second.
Okay, you remember how she wore it?
Yeah. She does it short. She keeps
I
it a little bun.
insist you wear your hat the way Jen wears her hat. Tom, go.
Slightly
You
askew.
just got to cock it a little bit. It's a little bit to the left.
Referencing, of course, the Little Rascals.
No.
Wow, you are just on the way back train today.
He likes to keep it topical.
I mean, this is look. I'm older than I look, and I've missed a lot of the references here. Like I'm like, what is happening right now?
You're tilting your hat to the.
I tilted a little to the left, to my left.
It's a lot to the left.
Well,
It gives us some flavor, Tom.
yeah, it's a little nod to my urban side.
Okay, yes.
Now, how urban are you? Where'd you grow up?
Louisiana. I mean, we're all mixed up down there.
Beautiful country.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Of course. Do you like to cook? Are you a
I am
Cajun?
an excellent cook, man. I can. I'll make you slap your mama for real. Like I got gravies and sauces and I can. I'm a lesbian, so we grill. That's what we do.
They love it. They love it. Yeah.
That's our big contribution to the culinary world.
I was not aware of that.
That's right. We like an open pit of fire. That's because we can get our drums out and have like a little drum circle and conjure up the goddess while we're making you steak. While I'm flipping your tomahawk.
You'll whip me up a tomahawk?
That's right, man. Look, not only will I whip it up, I'll kill the cow, butcher it up, then get all the meat and the fat off the bone, lollipop that sucker, stick it on the grill, serve it with a béarnaise sauce and some roasted potatoes. She's gonna love me, I'm telling you.
She's out there butchering meat like she's in Yellow Jackets.
That's right. I thought that was Yellowstone. See,
I think they both do it.
I feel like I don't know
Just different meats.
There you go.
Well, this is in a way is going to tie into this. I referenced something, and before we catch up with Jen, who, by the way, you've been in a pretty famous series.
I have. I'm on the Star Wars.
Yeah, you're on the Star Wars. We'll get to that in just a second. While you were gone, you missed this. When I said while you were gone, you've been gone from the show for several years.
Since 2019. Okay, so
it's COVID. There's nothing else. We had a world record yesterday for the world's longest song.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And,
it was almost 6 days.
The song?
Yeah, yes.
Then it's got to be something from another part of the world.
It was from India.
Okay,
but it has been officially certified by the Guinness World Record people.
There's no American singing for 6 days.
It's the longest song. Well, I don't know. I've been to a couple concerts. The gentleman's name is Dr. Jagadish Pillai.
Right.
And it's 138 hours, 41 minutes, and 20 seconds.
Whoa.
Here's a
How
little
do you
bit of
even
it.
record
This
that?
begins with a very high tone. I apologize in advance. Here it comes. It sounds like David Deva. I'm going to be shaking my hips.
At least it has some kind of rhythm to it.
Well, yeah, it's probably a drum.
Oh,
machine.
what if it's like a good Beatles song where it's like 7 songs amalgamated together? You know what I mean? For 6 days, I feel like it's got to make a couple of changes.
I would think so, too.
A key change, a beat change, a bridge,
Well,
something.
now that's the world's longest song. And if you think that part blows, as I indicated the other day,
I don't. I think it's fine.
I think
Yeah, it
it's
sounds
all right.
Wait to get to the drum solo, or as I call it, Wednesday. This is a turd. Anyway, Pat,
do
said
you like any Indian music? There's I would ask.
I suppose with enough morphine, I could probably sit through a Ravi Shankar.
I was going to say, I thought you championed that kind of
What was
performance.
There's a movie about baseball that where they go get a little Indian kid
$1 Million Arm.
Okay,
That's
so
a lovely movie.
There's some songs in that I have that soundtrack, and there are some songs from India in that movie that really have like a beat behind. Like I really like them. There's one called Makana
There's some, like,
that I like listen to when I get ready in the morning because it's got like a little beat, and the little guy's like churning his stuff, and I picture like Vishnu and all the arms coming at me. You know
they all
what I mean?
clapping at the same
Yes,
time?
There's
they
some
are.
Indian bangers out there.
Yeah,
for
some
sure.
Bollywood bangers, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Christy Lee's at the news desk. Let's grab a story while we've got our guest hanging out with us. She is Jen Kober. What have you got,
A
Christy?
wealthy driver was fined nearly $130,000 for speeding in Finland,
Yikes.
where penalties are calculated on the basis of the offender's income. Andres Wilkoff was driving 51 miles per hour in a 31 mile per hour zone when police stopped and ticketed him. The newspaper there, the Naya Aland, reports that in addition to the fine, he had his driver's license suspended for 10 days. This is not the first time Wilkoff was caught speeding. In 2018, he was fined over $68,000. 5 years earlier, he had to pay a $102,000 fine.
Good Lord.
Sounds to me like old Wyckoff is not really getting the whole deterrent factor.
No, he does not care.
He was quoted as saying, quote, "I really regret the matter." Mr. Wyckoff is chairman of a holding company that includes businesses in the logistics, helicopter services, real estate trade, and tourism.
Take a helicopter to work, you fool. That's probably cheaper than the $130,000 ticket.
Yeah.
Probably enjoys it. Enjoys driving. It's fun.
He can afford it.
It's only 20 miles over the speed limit, though. and-
130 grand.
Man.
It seems like you would just buy a faster car or
A driver or
take a helicopter.
something. Yeah, a chauffeur
Yeah,
or
like
something.
there's just not.
But I mean,
hire a cheap person, hire a poor person to drive you somewhere,
Do you
so
think
that
it's
if they get
fair?
the ticket, it's like $25.
I don't like that kind of system, but I bet
Why don't you? You don't make enough money for it to bother you. Why do you care?
Well, Jen, you're right, but
I'm
it's
just saying, we're in radio. Like, this is not a high-paying gig. Our ticket would be like $4.52. You owe $4.52.
I mean, does it encourage people who have nothing to lose to just floor it?
I guess.
just because I make $22,500 a year doesn't mean.
You might want to remind her that's each and every year.
Yes.
It's with bonuses.
Fundamentally unfair because he's already paying every dollar he makes. He probably pays 90 cents in taxes in Finland.
But if he doesn't want to pay that much money, he can stop speeding.
Yeah.
He's not
Good
learning
job,
his lesson.
young person.
Right?
There you go. Look at him.
True.
That's it. That's
Right.
true.
Speeding
you
is a
don't have-
choice, but-
you don't have to do it.
I mean, he's going 51 and a 31. It's not like it was a school zone.
Right. It doesn't sound like it's
I'm
that
sorry,
egregious.
what is the speed limit?
30.
Well, how fast was he going?
He was 31 and he was going 51.
He was breaking.
first off,
20
the law.
miles
What
per
kind
hour.
of speed limit is 31?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
Finland.
I'm sure it's
What's going on in
it's
Finland?
being converted.
Ticket.
From,
Oh.
kilometer.
Yeah.
Not since Jay-Z was pulled over for doing 55 and a 54. Has there been such a bizarre speed limit?
Well, good morning. It's a Friday, and this is Christopher in here for the best of the Bob and Tom Show. On the show today, Greg Hahn, Frank Caliendo, Drew Powell, Ms. Pat, and Sam Miller all on the show. But coming up next, more with Jen Kober. That is next on the Bob and Tom Show. Good morning.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. After watching this season of the HBO's original series, The White Lotus, this is the tropical getaway I needed. One more pina colada, please.
Hey, you're not on mute.
Oh, I thought I was in paradise. Turns out it was my Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate pina colada and Thai iced coffee flavored creamers. Inspired by the newest season of HBO's original series, The White Lotus. For the love of coffee. Try now.
Voices in my head told me that I love you. The voices in my head said you love me too. Yes, they do. You know they're always right. So I'm listening tonight to the voices in my head. Yeah, the voices in my head said we'll always be together. So I got your name tattooed in flaming red on my forehead. They're coming crystal clear, but my doctor, he can't hear the voices in my head. Yeah, the voices in my head said to stop my medication. The voices in my head said to jump the wall and run and buy a gun. You know they're always right, so I won't put up a fight with the voices in my head. I see you on TV, and the voices are telling me that you want me and you need me, and your boyfriend should be dead and gone. The voices in my head said to break in your apartment and hide under the bed, 'cause your love was just a lie. You too must die. So tonight I'll stalk. Tomorrow I'm insane, so my lawyer says I'll walk. 'Cause I got voices in my head. Got voices in my head. Got voices in my head.
This is the Bob and Tom Show on a Friday morning. Welcome back. This is Christopher here in the Bob and Tom studios. A little of the best of the Bob and Tom Show. The gang is back in here on Monday morning, live in studio. Right now, another segment with comedian Jen Kober.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom with our special guest.
You got that guitar?
Guitar?
Get it out. You're
Get it
gonna need
out.
I'm trying to talk like Jen. I can't do it.
That's not how she
Jen
talks.
Kober is our guest. She's a distinguished actor. Jen, you are in The Mandalorian.
I am.
Now, are you in it enough to be called to the conventions to get...
You know, I am. I did not realize that the people that enjoy the Star Wars enjoy it at a very intense level. And I before it aired, I had signed an NDA. I wasn't supposed to tell anybody I was in it or anything that was going on, but of course, at live shows, I'd be like, "Y'all, I'm on The Mandalorian." So I would tell people at the live shows, thinking, "Right, this is I'm telling 300 people. I'm not like telling the world. I'm not announcing it on social media." So I would say, and I'd be like, "That's right, y'all. I'm a Jedi." That's what I was like, "I'm a Jedi. You got to tune in, right?" It turns out I am not a Jedi. I don't even know there aren't even Jedis on this planet. I'm in the wrong universe. I'm like talking about the movie from '78, and everybody's like, "No, Jennifer, that's not what you did." So it's very and what has amazed me the most is there are not fat people in the Star Wars universe. I don't know if you guys know this, but they just don't put. It was like Jabba the Hutt, and that was it. There's no other. There's no other fat people in it. And the episode that I'm in, Lizzo, Jack Black, and I are all three in the episode. So apparently people have been calling it the fat episode.
The fat episode.
And fat people have like are loving it. They have like glommed onto it because they don't have. So I keep getting letters from fat Star Wars fans who are so excited because now they have someone to cosplay as. These big women Star Wars fans keep sending me letters like, I'm so excited. I'm a Halloween costume, Tom. That's what I'm telling you. I'm a Halloween costume.
It's a smart idea.
It is. It's very cool to see that. I mean, I didn't even realize that. That didn't even ever occur to me.
And also that your character's name is Boba Fett is pretty interesting too. I thought it was a little on the nose, but
oh, that's fantastic. Yes, so it was super cool to shoot. Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, directed the episode. John Favreau was there. Lizzo, Jack Black, Christopher Lloyd was in the episode. So it was an amazing 2 weeks of shooting.
It's a little bit of an inside question. I apologize.
Yes.
When you were working with Bryce Dallas Howard, did you find that she is in love with me?
I did.
Okay,
She would not stop talking about you.
How about that?
That was very bizarre to me.
I thought it would be.
I was like, wow. I didn't.
It's been distracting.
You know what's so funny is when I asked right when I first got to the set, I was like, who's the director of this episode? And they were like, Bryce Howard. And I was like, oh, could I meet him when he comes on? I wasn't putting it together.
Sure.
And then this woman, we were all wearing masks still at the time. And so this redheaded woman kept talking to me and talking to me and talking to me. And I thought, oh, she must be like the AD or the script supervisor or something because she's telling me so many things. And I'm like, her eyes are so beautiful. And then she starts talking about being in Jurassic World. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So I go to my phone and I'm looking her up. It turns out she's the redhead from The Help. Right there. Who eats the poop pie. Wow. In The Help, that's her. And she's Ron Howard's daughter. Like, I had a whole epiphany. Her mother's from Gaydon, Louisiana, which is right down the street from me. So we had lots to talk about, and she was just lovely, and she was a fantastic director and really pulled some amazing work out of me.
There's a terrific book out there. I think Chick and I both read it called The Boys. It's Ron Howard and his brother Clint.
Yes.
And Clint appeared in one of the early episodes of Star Trek. But I mean, he was a little kid. And he still can go to those conventions. They'll have him come out. And
I'm sure. That's what I'm saying.
The super fans, they know all about the episode.
I have a booth at a Comic-Con coming up.
That's great.
I sit there and sign things.
You'll have a ball. You'll love it.
People keep sending me pictures of me from the episode and asking me to sign it and send it back. And I mean, like, autograph hounds have come out of the woodworks. And it just makes me laugh because this is not a world that I know, right? So I'm just like, I don't even really know the words that I said when I was on the episode. Somebody had to like train me in the vocabulary of this planet. So it was very bizarre.
Cool, it was very bizarre. Our guest is Jen Kober. She is an actor.
I'm a pretty big fan of The Mandalorian, but I wanted to see a few images, and I looked it up on a Star Wars database called Wikipedia. And man, is that a good time for me?
Of course, yes.
Wow.
That's cool. Right now we turn over that way. There's Christy Lee. I can see her from here.
Yeah, Tom. Hey, an etiquette expert has come out with some do's and don'ts for air travel. We're about to get the peak of summer travel season.
Go.
You might be on an airplane.
Our hot button.
This is going to be controversial.
Yep.
Jackie Vernon Thompson from Florida advises.
Jackie Vernon Thompson.
The voice of Frosty the Snowman.
That's this person's name.
Stop for 1 second. Do you know who Jackie Vernon is?
No.
Pat.
Old-time comic from the Catskills.
Yeah, old-time Catskill comedian.
He's hysterical. Yes. He did the voice of Frosty the Snowman.
Okay, I'm familiar with that.
Birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those old... That's so funny that's her... Well, sorry. It's distracting, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd be like being named Richard Pryor Johnson.
Jackie Green Jones.
Is that more than 2% of the population?
I feel really bad.
I should explain to Jen. Our show revolves around such obscure referencing that we don't even get it.
Oh, I know. I listen to the show. I know exactly what's going on here, Tom. This is not new to me.
How about Soupy Sales Griswold?
Yeah.
He was in here.
Oh, no, I don't remember Soup being in here. I
Soupy-
love Soupy
I
Sales.
do.
I live
Sales.
for Soupy
Sales was in here, yeah.
Okay, Ms. Jackie Vernon Thompson from Florida advises against wearing pajamas for a flight or anything overly revealing.
I mean, if you're a little kid, you can wear pajamas.
Well, of course. I think she's talking about adults.
Unless kids make you hot, then
Yeah, okay.
that'd be bad. Yeah.
That would be problematic. It's almost problematic to even bring up.
It's almost like you shouldn't have said that at all.
Well, I was waiting for you to say it. You didn't say anything.
Nope.
This is
I'm no longer the monster.
Josh, this is kind of before your time. There was a time when you'd get on airplanes and there'd be couples in identical sweatsuits.
Yep.
The tracksuit.
Oh,
that was like a big thing.
Yeah, velours.
I mean, I've seen it, but I thought it was like sort of ironic. I didn't know they really
Well,
meant.
back in Tom's day, they used to dress up to get on the planes.
Yeah, they
right?
did.
It was
Sure.
like a
Suit.
Oh, the Wright brothers were
we
very
put on
good.
we put on goggles, and because the air when you're on the biplane sitting on
Did your mom and dad make you dress up in like a little suit and things like they did? I bet they did. No?
No.
But they dressed up in a suit and your
I
mom
told
in
you,
a
my
business suit.
my
probably.
father wore a tie on Saturday. He was-
Mine
Did your
did
father
too.
fly very often?
Yeah, and they got the board first, from what I understand.
Funny for two
polio
reasons.
a while there, Jim.
My father was in a wheelchair. And
I know,
as you can
I
see
know.
the sensitivity that Josh has.
I
to
know.
those-
Yeah.
those that are
Want to talk about
disabled.
sensitivity towards dads?
Well, there's controversy whether Mr. Griswold had if he was just attention seeking.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
He was
yeah.
faking it?
Yeah, he was faking.
He was faking.
Help
I'm going to play.
son.
I want to play 11 seconds of something for Jen.
All right.
All right. I want you to listen to this. It's self-contained. In 10 seconds, what can happen to turn around a conversation? And here we go.
I am
Well.
legitimately now the owner of a banjo.
Is that right?
Yeah, I need to get it in here and see if.
How did that happen?
My dad died.
Now I want to explain something. The woman you hear laughing, Jess, is laughing not because Josh's father has passed away, but because Godwin stepped in it.
Yeah.
On it. Stomped on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad played the banjo, and I took it after he died.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever gotten it out and
Yeah.
strummed it? Okay.
Mhm.
Are you learning it?
I am. Yes.
Really?
I'm not talking about it much because it's taking a while.
Well, it's not an easy
So you're going to come in here and
instrument.
like do a thing with Pat, like a dueling banjos?
Ideally, at some point, yeah.
Well, that's great.
But
That's great.
it's a slow process.
Okay, well, it's a slow process getting my dad on a plane. I'm
We've
sorry.
come full circle.
Back to etiquette. So don't wear
Yes.
pajamas on the airplane.
Vernon
Duh.
Thompson, who runs from the Inside Out School of Etiquette, also said this is the one. Blocking the aisle while putting your bag in the overhead bin is an etiquette protocol which is violated constantly.
You can't help but do that.
We're going to hit this woman.
You
in
know
the
what she
face.
says to do? To sit in your seat with your bag until the aisle is clear
no.
of boarding passengers.
You're not going to get a place for your bags.
Exactly.
This woman does not travel. Clearly, Jackie Vernon Thomas is sitting at home, holding her bag in her lap.
Yeah.
Plus, if I have my bag in my lap, where am I going to put my tuna melt? Right?
That's right.
Well, that's on the list.
What if you're in the window seat? Then you've got to get everybody to get up
Right.
again. That's ridiculous.
It
This
is
is
ridiculous.
everybody just knows it's going to take a second.
Even the person who's making the announcements on the plane says, put your bag in the bin and then kindly step into your
Yes,
seat. That's
right.
it. You just got to be quick about it.
Another no-no is what you just mentioned, Willie. Smelly food options.
I like my flight fish. I will not make any changes.
Hard-boiled eggs. God, I love
Where
it.
do you fall on something like an orange? It's certainly
What's wrong with an orange?
I'm saying it's aromatic, but
But not a terrible smell.
Right. Exactly.
Orange is good. Clementine is better. Tangerine is better.
Really?
I'm allergic to oranges. Please don't open them in the cabin.
If you could bring a dragon fruit on, that would be lovely.
Do you have a machete so I can open this?
Some sort of pomegranate.
A big coconut.
Christy, is perfume or cologne on that list?
It's not, but I know how you feel about it.
I will say that on my plane on the way here, someone put on cucumber melon hand sanitizer, and I wanted them dead. I don't know what is in. You should not be cucumber melon. Anything should not be allowed on an airplane.
I don't like scented soap.
Yeah.
And one day I got on a mission and I went to 5 stores in a row and could not find any scent-free soap.
Oh boy,
the squirter kind.
Like
hand soap.
scent free. Like
Hand
it
soap.
doesn't smell like anything.
Yeah, it's called unscented. I finally found it.
Wow.
Online.
It's called unscented.
It's called online.
It's called.
I don't like washing my hands and
Smelling like soap.
Yeah, no, smelling like French whorehouse.
Oh no, I get that, but But I like the soap smell, like a dial smell.
Oh,
yeah, it's not bad.
Dials
Right,
and
right.
that.
Yeah.
Or a nice lavender, something pleasant.
No, I don't want a nice lavender.
See, I like lavender, and
I
I
do
like.
too.
Right now, I have Mum, and it is just one.
Mum.
Mums, yes.
Smells
yeah.
like your mom?
That's weird.
Yes, it does.
But British.
That's right. Smells like an old British lady. Sort of a hint of
Bangers and
crumpet.
mash?
Corgis and gin.
Crumpet farts.
Crumpet farts.
I'm sorry. So you're getting on a plane. This lady says you're supposed to sit in your seat with your hand luggage, and no, that's dumb.
Yeah. No smelly foods. We talked about
Okay,
that.
that's
Removing
fair.
your shoes or socks.
I don't know why you guys are mad at me because I removed my shoes.
Don't your feet swell and then you can't get your shoes back on?
That is a slight issue.
Really?
For the longer the flight, yeah, it's like,
Yes.
oh wow, it does seem like I went up a size.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they say wear compression socks or get up and walk around.
Right.
It's not that complicated. Just calm down.
Just leave your shoes on.
Spoken like a skinny man.
Leave your shoes on.
Spoken like a man whose blood circulates normally.
Yeah.
Spreading your legs out into the aisle. We talked about that.
I don't agree with the whole complaint against man spreading. We have testicles, and they can get crushed.
That's why God invented Johnson & Johnson cornstarch powder. You put a little cornstarch right under your little nuts. Then later on, if you get hungry, you can make hush puppies. You're done.
First of all,
Josh has little nuts.
the presumption that you have small
That's
testicles.
just what I heard from Bryce Dallas Howard. I don't know that that's true.
That's why she won't return.
We're coming right back with more of the Bob and Tom Show on a Friday. Apparently, Tom left his car on again. We'll get the details coming up next on the Bob and Tom Show.
The next time you're traveling, don't forget about the historical and beautiful state of Illinois. Catch a Cubs game at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Hit a riverboat casino in Peoria. And make sure you visit the charming community of Effingham, Illinois, where Interstate 70 meets the Little Wabash River.
And whenever you're in Effingham, visit the Effing House Family Restaurant.
Founded in 1854 by the corpulent railroad magnate Colonel Harry S. Effing, the Effing House Family Restaurant is one of America's oldest and finest dining establishments.
Start your day with the delicious effing country breakfast featuring an effing omelet with toast, grits, and a big effing beverage of your choice.
Or try our BED, the Big Effing Deal. Once again this week, it's effing ham and eggs.
For lunch, try the huge effing burger, pan-fried in a rich butter sauce mixed with big effing egg yolks. We call it the effing heart attack.
It's an effing experience you'll never forget. And what about dinner?
Juicy effing steaks with fresh effing veggies and a creme brulee that's effing out of this effing world. Or go effing nuts with a hot fudge sundae.
How would you rate the Effing House Family Restaurant?
It was the best effing experience of my life.
Rate this place? Well, I wouldn't give it a B. I wouldn't even give it a C because it's effing A.
In Effingham, Illinois, it's the Effing House Family Restaurant. You'll have an effing good time.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show on a Friday. This is Christopher speaking. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. In this segment, well, I guess he's done it more than once. We all know he's done it more than once. Tom left his car running again. Let's get the details.
You wouldn't believe it if I told you, so I'm going to have him tell you.
What?
Hang on a second. There's Christy at the news desk.
Hi.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, chick.
He's over there at the... Yeah, you had something playing over there. There's Ace Cosby. Josh is at the I Hate Steven Singer sidekick chair. Yeah, you had some John Barry rock in there, I think, or something. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold. Tom, bring us up to date on your life, up to the minute.
Sorry, I left my car running.
Oh,
in the parking
lot.
Yeah, I've just realized. Dean just walked in and said, "Your car's not there." Sorry.
So did you run an errand or?
Yeah, I went and got some nice coffee for everybody.
Coffee. It was very nice.
I apparently, when I got back, forgot to. I have a complaint.
So you've got such a nice car that you can't hear it running. That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, like a kid. Blessed.
Yeah.
No, I have bad hearing.
Oh.
Many years of wearing headphones and My hearing is pretty.
Once again, Tom, maybe radio isn't for you.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Like 5 decades of success, maybe.
Well, in any event, yeah, everything's cool. I think the car's off now.
Okay.
Sorry. And there was something playing out over here, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, something nice.
I don't know how.
It was easier when you had a key. When you had a key to pull out.
Yep, turn it on, turn it off.
Speaking of pulling out.
Yes, sir.
We have sperm news coming up this morning.
Oh.
You know, I have, and many cars do that. You program your phone as your key now. So if you have your phone on you, you get in your car and you go away you go.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a valet setting on it, so the valet can park it while you keep your phone.
Very fancy.
And but I just can't get used to it. I keep a key in the car just in case.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I don't trust the phone yet, but it hasn't. And I even switched phones and I resynced it, and
These cars are amazing.
Talk about not needing a key.
Yeah. We were talking to that fireman. He was saying that you got to be careful because people are forgetting that their car's running and they're leaving it in their garage and it's creating carbon monoxide and it can be fatal.
However,
so get a carbon monoxide detector, A, and B, turn your car off. I need the first one because I tend to forget about the second.
One thing I've noticed in my palatial compound is that if I get to one side of the house, my phone will buzz a little bit. It's unlocking the car. It thinks that
You're
I'm
leaving?
going to the car. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's a little odd.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest one in the room right now, but you guys have all accepted these new technologies way better than I have.
Well, it's because you're a conspiracy theorist. And you think that the government's after you.
Well, no. I know the government. Second,
don't you? Aren't you? What do they call the guy that they think like the 8-headed, the 8-armed monsters at the middle of the earth pulling all the levers? And stuff?
Yes,
Remember that?
yes.
I like that. I'd like to get on the side of those guys. Yeah.
I just want to say, if there is a conspiracy out there, they don't know what they're doing. Whatever their conspiracy is, it's not working. Okay, it's not. I don't know.
They got him believing that it's not working.
What is it? The devil's greatest trick is he convinced everyone he didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. So
chew on that for a while.
The Tripartite Commission, is that who it is?
Well, you got the Gettys,
Right.
the Rothschilds.
I see. Okay.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
Tits up.
Do you have a key to your car, or is it a push button?
It's a fob, yeah.
You sound genuinely irritated.
He doesn't
by no
like
key.
it.
Yeah, no, I like the old stuff.
I told you this before, and I'll tell you this again. You know, I don't push forward if I want to change a song on my phone, in my car. I just take my thumb like you're hitchhiking and push it. I move it toward the passenger seat.
Boy, what? Just minority reporting.
And it knows,
what?
Devil's
and it knows that I'm. And then if I make a circle with my index finger, it turns it up.
Yeah.
What happens if
turns it down?
What happens if you pretend you got a broom in your hand and you start going up and down like this?
It automatically starts playing "Rise" by Herb Alpert.
Or the Divinyls.
Then does a hand come up from between the seats?
That's right.
And give you the David Lee Roth. Put the seat
Hang on,
back.
Christy has a question.
So you don't touch anything.
No.
You just move your hand.
Well, you look crazy when you're driving.
Oh, I do look. I look nuts. Woo! Yes, Ace has a question.
What if you have a female passenger and you're having a heated argument and you're like,
then the radio goes nuts.
Yeah. And then it starts playing
Disturbed.
What's the name of Chris Cornell's band, the good one? Soundgarden.
There's also Audio Slave.
There's a song I play that I put in my headphones for vacuuming, and it'd be perfect for,
you play
for an
Cochise,
argument.
don't you?
Cochise, that's it. Cochise by
I want to
Soundgarden.
hear it now.
It's a vacuum?
Oh, it's great.
So Ace, so this sounds like you're talking about you more than Chick. So you're in a car with,
believe it or not.
with one of these women and you start arguing and waving your hands around?
If the going gets rough, I get out. You know that.
You park. Here's the car, bitch.
Add it to the list. I'll see you.
Sometimes he doesn't even park.
Yeah. I'm just going to roll out.
There you go.
There you go.
Top 10 list.
Wow.
What you got over there?
National Toy Hall of Fame is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, and they're going to ask for more of the public's participation. They announced yesterday that one extra toy will be inducted this year, chosen by you, the fan, from these 5 toys that have been finalists multiple times.
Okay, so they're giving us guidelines. We can't just write in a candidate.
No, you have 5 to choose from. You ready?
Yeah.
The Fisher-Price Corn Popper. That's been around forever.
I love that one. That's pretty good.
Classic.
My Little Pony.
Okay.
A Pez dispenser.
Not a toy.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You can kind of play with them, I guess.
No, you can play with a lot of things.
You didn't have a bunch of Pez dispensers when you were a kid and dressed them up in frilly dresses and
No.
little houses for
No, guys. Of course, we all
Oh,
did.
yeah.
That's a
That's
very
what I thought.
normal thing to do.
Thank you.
Tom, the Pogo Stick.
All right.
You don't like the Pogo Stick.
No, it's all right, man.
All right.
And Transformers round out the top 5.
Okay, I'm going Corn Popper.
I'm going Corn Popper, too.
Yeah, Corn Popper's such a cool, fun, basic thing for like a 2-year-old.
Oh,
You can cast 1 vote per day through October 24th on the National Toy Hall of Fame website.
The Corn Popper ain't bad when you're 45 also.
The winner, along with other inductees, will be announced November 9th.
What would you do if you went home with a lady?
Yeah.
And,
at her place?
One thing leads to another,
Yeah.
And you fall asleep.
Mhm.
And you're there in the bed, and you hear this noise the next morning. What the heck is... You go downstairs. Wow, that was some night. What are you doing? Oh, just running the Corn Popper.
Yeah.
Huh? What do you think?
I've decided right now, Chuck, I'm ordering one today.
Yes.
I'm going to have one handy, like kind of behind a chair.
Right.
And when I have any guest over, if there's any sort of spill or anything, I'm getting that out.
Don't say a thing.
And I won't say a thing.
They pretend it's
Don't
working.
say
Yes.
a thing.
No, I got that. I got that.
I got
See how long they stick around.
Yes.
But, I mean, they still make that toy, right?
It's a
I mean,
classic,
it is
yes.
a
It's for
classic.
it's for very little. It's for toddlers, but it's a great toy. I mean, Transformers are also a great toy, but Pez dispensers are not a toy.
I'm too old for Transformers.
Are you?
You don't watch the movies?
No. Real dumb.
It's not the.
It's a Volkswagen. That's a monster.
Is there an adult toy Hall of Fame? I hope not.
Well, saying adult before toy, you got a whole different.
I know. I'm just asking. Can you
Marital
imagine that?
aid, if you will.
I'm sure there
Probably
is.
is, yeah.
I don't know if it's a Hall of Fame, but I'm sure there's a museum.
Really?
Yeah.
The
We have
adult toy museum.
We'd like to welcome
Oh, I
to
bet
the museum
$10.
this year, the Pocket.
Once again.
Congratulations to all.
The Fleshlight, of course, inducted at our opening ceremony.
There's the Antique Vibrator Museum in San Francisco, the Erotic Heritage Museum in Paradise.
Whoa, I'm there.
Sex Machines Museum in Prague, the Erotic Museum in Amsterdam.
I've been to that.
Have you?
Yes.
Which one?
I've been to the Sex Museum in Amsterdam, the Erotic Museum in Amsterdam, and they did have like these really old looking like they had like one of those things. It looks like a hollowed out log kind of that they would put bees in.
Bees.
Yeah.
So that it would vibrate.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. That was like one of the first vibrators.
Wow. The
bee-filled
A
log.
lot of trial and error there. Huh?
Museum Museum of Erotica, the #1 sex museum in the world, is in St. Petersburg, Russia. Who would have thought?
What's the?
orgasm.
Do they have a little store as you leave the museum? Just kind of wonder what they have.
Yes.
Did you ever go to Jeju
Exit
Loveland?
through the dildo shop. Which
Jeju
one?
Loveland in South Korea. Did you ever visit there?
No, I know. I'm aware of Jeju. It's like a
Jeju Island?
Yeah, it's an
Mhm.
island where it's
Yeah.
very big for honeymooners. So that makes sense that
It's
it would be.
known as a sexual theme park.
Oh, go! Why? How did I not
I don't know.
A theme park.
It means gliding down penis slides or bathing in naked saunas.
I've got to go back.
Coming up next hour on the Bob and Tom Show, Ms. Pat will be in, talk about her new show. In the meantime, a segment with Sam Miller is coming up for you next. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Good night, itchy eyes. Good night, sudden sneeze.
good night to your symptoms of allergies. Zysol is the allergy medicine you take before bed. It provides powerful relief while you rest your head. Not just all night, but all the next day. Zysol keeps working, keeping allergies at bay. And without those annoying symptoms disturbing your rest, you can wake up the next morning feeling your absolute best. Remember, be wise all. Take Zysol. At night.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. It's Friday. Welcome back. This is Christopher speaking. We've got some Ms. Pat coming up for you next hour. Drew Powell is on the way in just a little bit, plus comedian Greg Hahn. You want to stick around for that. Right now, a big guy. Just met him this year. He's a funny guy. Comedian Sam Miller in studio.
This guest, who has a name that is relatively simple.
A good business name.
He is Sam Miller. Sam Miller in the Hawaiian T-shirt.
Great to see you, Sam.
That's a Hawaiian button-up shirt.
Button-up, but you're close.
He's in a button-up T-shirt. I can't
It's
tell.
a nice button-up shirt.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I miss buttons a lot.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Now, Sam, I know you've got a bunch of cool shows coming up. Should be great. You're on the road.
Yes.
Last time you were here, we met you for the first time, but Mr. Chick McGee was not here.
Yeah, because I heard you were coming. So I said...
Not aware of your background.
I can't be there.
We just met in the hallway.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
He's he's very, very tall.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are
Big
way
guy.
taller than me.
But
He's
and
way
big. You
taller
look
than
like
me.
you could play line in the NFL.
I could.
Yeah.
Do you think you could?
No, because I always say people are still mad at me because I didn't get into football, but I had other things going on in my life that I thought was much more important.
Like what?
Like I could have been a great football player, but really I was a great drug addict. So that's what I like to focus on.
So you excelled in other things.
Yeah. There was actually a guy who came to a show. He's like, "Man, I remember you. You were a great football player. It's too bad. It's cool you're doing comedy, but you could have been great." And I was like, "Dude, you never hung out with me in the parking garages. I was killing it."
They don't talk about the all-pro drug addicts, do they?
Yeah.
Well, no. Again, I forgot. What was your drug of choice? Meth. Okay.
Yeah. You asked me last time what my drink of choice was, and I also said meth.
Really? I didn't know you can get it in liquid form.
Yeah.
I have heard from various authorities that, and we get stories all the time about meth users that take all their clothes off.
There's some strange things that your brain tells you to do when you've been up for a few days.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you see enough sunrises, you start losing it a little bit.
Did you ever take your clothes off in public?
I did.
I was not aware of that.
I did. And I used to ride a bike naked, which is scary, especially if it's bumpy. Yeah.
Where would you ride?
I would ride to my house, and from the place I got the bike. I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
Was it your bike?
I didn't mean to talk about this on the radio.
He's stealing bikes is what's happening here.
I didn't. Yeah, I stole. I don't know why I didn't. I feel really bad about it. I didn't mean to talk about that. But
did you? When you say your house, was this a?
It was a barn. I'm not even kidding. I lived in a barn.
Legally? Were you squatting or?
No, they knew I was there, and I think they wanted me to leave, but I didn't think they wanted to tell me. It was weird because so after I got sober in 2008, I actually did this interview. It was with the Seattle Times about about my story in homelessness, and it's funny because they interviewed my mom and me at the same time, and they asked my mom. They were like, "How long was Sam homeless?" And she was like, 3 years. And I was like, it wasn't that long. Like, I was only homeless for about a year and a half. She goes, well, you were living in a barn. I'm like, Mom, barns are homes. And she's like, for cows?
I see.
I got a couple girls up there with me.
You got some girls at the barn.
Yeah. They thought I was like eclectic or something. I don't know.
They probably saw Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze lived in a barn.
They had never read Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
A giant guy taking a woman into a barn. She's lucky she didn't get her neck snapped.
Keep looking at the rabbits.
I'm a romantic. I wouldn't.
I know you're a gentle.
Snap a lady's neck.
I know you would.
It's not romantic.
Not without consent.
No.
Our guest is comedian Sam Miller, and
you knew me better than that.
Sam Miller has been sober for quite some time. You doing great with that?
Yeah, all won't lie. Like the comedy career has picked up. Honestly, thanks to you guys. I want to thank all the Bob and Tom listeners. You guys have been coming out to shows. It's amazing. I'm very grateful. But yeah, it's a weird feeling to have people come to shows that know I was going to be there. You know, like
that's nice.
Like I've been a strong comic for a long time, but kind of doing my thing in the Northwest, and now touring everywhere.
Great.
You know, it's
Is
really
it odd
cool.
being in a room full of people drinking?
No, that doesn't bother me. In fact, you know, it's kind of like a thing. Like if they came to my house and drank in my living room, I'd have a problem with that. But like, I chose this profession, like, and so I'm going into their living rooms. It'd be weird if I started telling them like what to do. So
You're not tempted to.
No. You know what's funny? People do this all the time. Like I was in Eureka, California, and this guy, like, he's like, "Hey, can I buy you a Bud Light?" And I was like, if I was going to relapse, it wouldn't be in Eureka, California drinking a Bud Light with you. Like, I have a plan if I relapse, and it is wild. I know I shouldn't, but it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Really? You've got that all set down.
yeah, it's going to be wild.
Don't share it.
I went to a spot in Indianapolis last night.
Oh,
and
yeah?
This dude, he was like, "Let me get you a shot." You're like, he recognized me. He's like, "Let me get you a shot." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm definitely not going to." Like, I love Indianapolis, but that's not a good town for me to relapse in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's too flat. I got to relapse on a mountain somewhere.
Not sure what your logic is, but we hope you stay so. Now, you're I'm trying to remember, a married man, is that correct?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah. It's cool. My wife is big. That's what I like. I love big women. Always have. It's the best.
How big? Do you mind if I ask?
Just like,
I mean, you're like what, 6'5"?
I love
280.
I love all women. I think I really do. I know I sound like some hippy dippy dude right now, but I love all women. I think all women are beautiful, but I like bigger women. I've dated skinny women in the past, and it was okay. Like, I was homeless. I didn't have like a lot of like options or whatever. but like, yeah, big women are where it's at, man. Like, my wife is big. I love that she's big and she has tattoos.
Oh,
which means more room for tattoos. You know,
she can get way more than a skinny girl.
You know what they say, Tom? Thick thighs save lives.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know.
I know you did.
I can see from here you have a number of tattoos.
I do.
Is that an automatic weapon
Did we
over here
talk
on
about
your
that?
right arm?
Yeah, I feel weird about this. Like, I'm just like neutral to guns. Like, I don't have any strong feelings about it either way. But I did get one tattooed on my arm.
Okay.
It was more like I wanted to look really tough.
Oh.
And it didn't, like, I swear, a year after I got my first year sober, I wound up working at a preschool, and I was good at it. Like,
yeah.
And I had to wear a sock on my arm, and I didn't feel that tough.
Oh. Did you make it like a little puppet?
That's a really good idea. I should have.
Mr. Socko. Hi, boys and girls. Did you get any other? Do you have any? Let me rephrase this.
You know, I got the belly tattoo. I think I showed that to you guys. I have a tattoo.
It's a new day.
What
have you got? Let me see.
I have a tattoo on my belly that says "Let's dance."
Oh yeah,
that's a.
My God, you do
Substantial belly.
That's what I sell T-shirts, you know, and that's what my shirts say.
Can you stand up so I can see that, please?
David Belly.
I didn't get a good look at
David
this.
Belly.
And it kind of looks like a crown over your belly button.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Well, it tells a story.
It does?
Yeah. Well, I wanted I never danced, but it seemed like a great idea. Like, that's when you know, and that's actually when I talk about, like, that's when, if you want to know if you have a drug problem, just read your belly tattoo, you know. That's what I say, you know. Like, obviously, something went really sideways in my life. So.
Is there a special sobriety tattoo that people get?
You know, no. I guess some people do, yeah.
I know that you got like the Grateful Dead bear.
No, you know what I have? I have this coffee cup, which I drink a lot of coffee.
Right.
And it says "World's Greatest Dad" on it, you know, because I take that stuff really seriously, you know.
Being a father?
Yeah. You know, I know you guys are going to be shocked when I say this, but I didn't have, like, the best role model for a father, you know.
Okay.
And things went pretty sideways pretty quick. And I think anytime we can do better than our parents did, we're doing okay, right? You know, and that's the move, you know.
Good, that's great.
Yeah, and that's really easy to do better than my dad did. So look at me now.
So now, are you? A chick has a really good tattoo artist that he uses. Are you considering adding any or coloring any of them in?
I might get a tattoo here in the next few days, actually. Whenever I'm
are you thinking of a spot?
I might get something on my calf. I don't know yet. Last time I was in, actually right after I left here last time, I think I got a tattoo.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did that show. I was at the Laugh Factory in Chicago, and
What did you
you'll
get?
love this. This is a great comedy story. I was supposed to do 10 minutes, right? And then the closer didn't show up, so that, hey, we're going to put you at the end. Can you do 20? And they were down a cook. They didn't have enough cooks. And while I was on stage, I was about 15 minutes, a lady came up and she held up a sign that said, do 30 minutes, please.
Oh, yeah.
And I was killing, right? I was like, this is it. But I had to totally switch up my set. I was like, okay, I'm going to do these tags, and then I'm going to add this 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I actually got do 30 minutes tattooed on my... And I kept the sign and I framed it. Because when you're a comic from the Northwest, like, we're kind of isolated out there. And so to have that opportunity to place like the Laugh Factory is like
that's great.
What's the step in the career?
What's the next tattoo? Do you have
I don't know.
You need some suggestions?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm open to it.
Oh, boy.
What?
Nothing.
Check all the tattoos you've gotten. Have you
No,
ever-
I don't have tattoos. I think people who have tattoos are just filthy individuals.
Yeah, well,
I think you know that.
Hippies and miscreants, sure,
hippies
yeah.
and obviously homeless and confused. And
Get a tattoo like that nobody else has.
Yeah. Oh, all these are ones that I don't think anybody else has "Let's Dance" on their belly.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll continue the tradition.
Yeah.
Are there any products that you like a lot?
Products?
Yeah,
like NASCAR thing.
Yeah, like you Metamucil on your.
I was a big fan of Metamucil. You know what I used to drink? I used to love Schmidt Ice.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know it's a bad look, but I liked it because I would drink alone by these railroad tracks.
Yeah. Sure.
But there's a duck on the can, so I'm not really alone.
Yeah,
me and you, ducky.
You got Bill with you.
On behalf of me and the duck,
Ducky.
Schmidt? What is it? Schmidt
Ice.
That's a beer?
It was. I don't know if it's.
I haven't seen it.
Is it a beer or a cool?
No, it's a.
No, it was beer.
This one has a moose on it.
Remember, ice was the thing for a while, man.
Yeah.
Oh, such and such ice.
I never could figure that out. What did that mean?
What was that? Yeah.
I kind of never got it either.
What was dry beer? What the hell was that? I could never. They were.
Yes, they would go. Oh, yeah, that's a. They were drink Bud Dry.
They were complicating it too much.
Yeah,
I actually used to call meth dry beer. I talked a lot about meth last time, but really it was alcohol at the beginning and at the end were what like did me in.
The bookends.
Yeah, because it's like this thing where, like, you know, alcohol is very much more acceptable, obviously, than meth, but I can't do anything. It's sad. I got to be careful with Tylenol PM.
I'm sure, man. Yeah.
We'll get back.
Coming up on the Bob and Tom Show on this Friday morning, toilet paper is discussed and Gardner Minshew. It's on the way, the Bob and Tom Show.
Building a portfolio with Fidelity Basket Portfolios is kind of like making a sandwich. It's as simple as picking your stocks and ETFs, sort of like your meats and other toppings, and managing it as one big, juicy investment. Now that's pretty good. Learn more at fidelity.com/baskets. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast here to tell you about Michelob Ultra Courtside. It's getting fans closer to the NBA with a chance to win prizes like courtside seats, a trip to All-Star Weekend, and much more. Check it out at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Superior Access, Courtside 24-25 sweepstakes, no purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 and up. Begins on October 1st, 2024, ends July 1st, 2025. Multiple entry periods. Visit MichelobUltra.com/courtside for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show on a Friday morning. This is Christopher speaking. Hope you're having a nice one. The gang is back in here live on Monday morning. You want to be around for that for sure. Right now, little toilet paper talk, and Pat's got another version of Gardner Minshew for
Christy
you.
Lee's at the news desk.
I've tried
Whatever.
to cover for her. She's pissed.
I'm Chick
No,
McGee,
I
and here's
just started off on a bad foot today.
Tom.
Oh, you can help me because we need a word.
What word?
You know when you have those paper towel things that's like the rack in the wall, you grab a paper towel.
And the whole thing rolls off?
No, and you just get a
Oh.
chunk of it. And you're in a big hurry. I got one here. We need a word for this. then you have to get all your fingers underneath the thing to get the whole one. Then you pull it, and you get 20 of them. Okay.
You mean like a sniglet?
Like a sniglet. That's
You've
right.
been in the bathroom.
That's what I do. It's amazing.
That's not paper towels. That's
No,
toilet
those
paper.
are no.
This
it's
is
those
a paper towel.
The towels in the towel dispenser.
They're stacked in the dispenser.
and they'd get jammed up, and then
I think they fill it up too tight, sarcastically.
It's
I think
sometimes
they're
it
doing
seems
on
like
purpose.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm you're really in a hurry and you pull. You just get this little tab and go. Hell, then wipe it on your pants and get out of there.
The toilet paper
I'll tell
and
you something.
towel situation.
Wipe the water on your pants.
The men's bathroom is a nightmare. The toilet paper dispenser is awful. I'm going to tear it off the wall one of these mornings. You can't get paper towels out of there.
And the paper, toilet paper we use is not. You can't get it to open up. You can't get it to unfurl. Is the word I'm looking
Roll
for.
out off the thing.
Yeah.
Well, we're working on it. I want to go back to the old days where they had that big post and the toilet paper rolls were stacked on it.
With the monkeys. Remember, it was a monkey. And the monkey
What happened
butler.
to that?
The
We'll have
monkey
to get some
butler was there.
a little bit.
They're in the mailroom.
Yeah, they are.
They're in
Why is
the
the
mail
monkey
room.
butler
They're
in the
still
mail room?
Who's crapping in the mail room?
There are plenty of unused boxes.
We can go get
Well, here's the thing.
monkey butler out of the mail room.
You know what they've done is they cut down the middleman and they just put the toilet paper in there if they're going to mail out some poop. They just you don't want to carry it through the building.
No.
Think about it, Tom.
Wow. Well, I was doing some scientific research. It's funny you'd mentioned this, but you guys familiar with graphene?
What is it?
It's considered to be the world's thinnest substance.
Oh, really?
Well, it's second to the toilet paper here in the Bob and Tom Show building.
I don't have a problem with the thickness.
I don't either.
But it's just getting it off the roll.
Getting it started.
Drives you nuts.
It's not thick enough. I like the really puffy stuff. Stuff that's like thicker than a cotton shirt. really does the job. I'm sorry. Could we get back to sports?
Pat, you have...
Who? Pat?
Yeah. Looked like he was ready to do something.
Oh, we're ready to do something, yeah.
Okay, well, did you want to explain what happened?
This has nothing to do with
Indianapolis Colts win yesterday, beating the Houston Texans, despite the fact they lost their starting quarterback. Anthony Richardson went out with a concussion. That meant that Gardner Minshew came off the bench and led the Colts to victory. He had a great...
My favorite player in the NFL.
He had a great game.
Been a big fan for years.
Like a 112 quarterback rating. He was in
And Pat, you have a completely original song. I see you have an associate in there.
No, it's me, Mick Jaguar.
Oh, sorry, Mick. I didn't recognize you. You look so much like Pat. You have the same.
Bill's replacement here, Dean.
Okay.
Ready to go with version 56 of Gardner Minshew. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's nice.
Long intro.
I swear like it. Oh, Richardson left the game. A concussion was to blame, not soft tissue. Guess who got the call to play some football? Gardner Minshew. Sing along with me if you know the words there. Gardner Minshew. One more time. Gardner Minshew. He took him down on 2 long drives, kept the Colts alive. Girls want to kiss you. Well, the Mustache King was great. That's why we celebrate Gardner Minshew. Oh, Gardner's cool the whole game long. Chill in the huddle when something goes wrong. That's why we sing this song. Break it down now.
What the hell is that?
It's the congestion.
Just adding to the song. Hey, Gardner, you the man. You got the backing of the fans. And here at Bob and Tom, we're dying to meet you.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about your jock strap. Tell dick jokes, like we used to.
What's the matter, big shoe, Pat?
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
I can't believe he hasn't been in here. He has to hear these.
Well, we'll get him.
Mississippi Mud Flap.
Yeah.
Now, he's pretty busy. Now, we have time to go back to the sports page. Have we missed anything?
I bet he's sleeping in right now.
I hope so.
Yeah. You owe me a Coke.
You got it. Hey, look what we got here.
What?
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm on the wrong. How about this for a world record? It's a world record. Sure.
It's a world record.
It's a world record. Play amongst yourselves here while I get back to the right page.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, well, we have...
Stupid world record.
I don't know what. Well, I don't know what this is, so feel free to help me at any point. Doritos.
Those are chips.
Thank you. Took TikTok's viral cheese pulling competition and set a new Guinness World Record with it.
All right.
The trend involves lifting cheesy foods to see how far it can stretch without snapping.
Oh, and it's melted cheese, and you.
So you have like a mozzarella stick, let's say, and you're.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is now, as you said, Doritos are
nacho chips. Yeah.
Chip.
Yeah.
So
But they must have put
stretch.
cheese on the chip and pulled it.
Doritos
like
amplified the trend to attempt the record for the world's highest cheese pull. A team concocted a 265-pound blend of cheddar and mozzarella and poured it into a pot.
Oh, that'll stretch.
Comfortably nestling into a 16-foot tall replica mount of nacho chips.
Okay.
So they're outside.
Yeah.
This guy, Sam Thompson, has this 16-foot high pile of cheese with big fake chips on it. Then he gets out the helicopter.
No.
What? Wait a minute.
No, it says a 16-foot tall replica mountain of nacho chips.
And so the cheese is in that?
I assume the cheese is inside that.
So it's almost like a volcano.
The cheese was heated up before a helicopter lowered a 4-foot wide chip into the dip and lifted it to a height of 49 feet to set the new record.
Holy cow.
49 feet.
It's an expensive...
kind of taking the fun out of it, too.
Expensive afternoon to hire the chopper.
Your average TikTok user doesn't have a helicopter. They can't compete with this. They can't compete with big Frito-Lay.
They've got Doritos on the side of the copter.
Oh, my goodness.
It's very cool.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a... Can you play the music? I've got a record over here, too.
Okay, I wasn't going to say something earlier. You kind of went ahead and read a sports story earlier without any mention to give it to me, and now you're doing it again. What's the deal over there?
I needed to take a break, so I went and got coffee instead of editing these.
Stupid world record.
Are you enjoying your iced tea that I got for you?
I think you peed in it.
Yeah.
Did you?
No. Does it taste a little salty?
Is this an Arnold Palmer? No, Tom Brisbane.
A 15-year-old from India has broken the Guinness World Record for the longest hair on a punk.
A punk?
On a punk?
No.
Is that an editorial?
No.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
It's longest hair on a hippie punk.
Yeah. on a male.
Okay.
You're going to have to give me a break here. This gent's name is Sidakdeep Singh Chell.
All right.
Sidakdeep Singh Chell has grown his hair 9 feet 5 inches. He intends to never cut it. He is a Sikh.
A Sikh.
Yeah.
I believe it's technically, I've been hearing it pronounced Sikh.
Well, you've been listening to too much NPR.
That's not right.
And I'm just saying that it has nothing to do with this.
I had always said Sikh too, and now
Why would you call it sick? Because somebody would say, "Hey, is he sick?" Yeah.
but it's
well,
in
we
the-
better get that looked at. No, a Sikh.
Okay, well, it's SIKH.
Yeah.
So this gentleman's religious beliefs, I believe you don't cut your hair, right?
Well, not necessarily.
I don't know. I thought that's how.
Wouldn't they all have 9-foot hair then?
Don't you twirl it underneath the turban? Isn't that the whole deal?
It says Sikh here as the pronouncer for that word.
Okay. Yeah, I'd always heard Sikh too, but lately...
Don't you twirl it under what? What do you say?
A turban, like
Under
they did
turban.
in that Out of Africa movie. Don't you remember that scene? Oh, that
Robert
was
Redford
hot.
took his turban off and his hair
No,
came
it's not
down like
Robert Redford.
Isn't the guy from
somewhat culturally?
Ray Fiennes is in that or something.
No, that's the
right?
English Patient.
Oh, English Patient's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, he's
in Lost.
The guy from Lost. Oh,
Yeah.
he was great.
Rajiv
Yeah. Ooh, hot.
He is a good actor. Yeah.
He's all right.
Never
won an
so in
Oscar.
any event, this kid's got the world record.
All right. Can't ride escalators.
By the way, there is not a current record holder for the longest hair in a living man.
Wait, this guy's dead?
No, he's got the teen record.
Oh, okay.
There's a teen record.
So living man
Man,
is
this
how
is
you should have said it.
Don't you think it would stand to reason that no matter what you did, your hair would only grow
You'd think it would stop.
to a certain length?
Yes.
Get ready for it. The longest hair in a man ever belonged to. Oh, this is going to be rough, and I apologize to anyone from. Oh boy.
Where's he from?
First name. This says Swami. Is that a title or a name?
Let's call him a guy. How about that?
No. And then it's
Okay.
Pandarasanadadi.
Pandarus, man. Simply Pandarus.
And it is now. Do you pronounce it Madras or Madras?
Madras.
I don't recognize it.
Madras?
Madras, like normal people.
Madras?
I
Who
don't.
says Madras?
I don't go to polo matches, so I don't.
They don't
say
say that at polo.
Well, I know Madras that makes for some nice shorts, but I think it.
Madras PI.
I'm sorry. So let's just call him his first name. It may be his title. It may be like Colonel. I'm not sure. But Swami.
How I love you.
His hair was measured in 1949. This man's hair was 26 feet long.
Whoa!
Wow.
That's got to.
It's got to
affect your health, right?
Yes, I guarantee his shoulders and back are really
And his neck has got to hurt.
Hey, sweetie, 10 feet down, I had a little accident in the toilet. Can you brush it out?
Oh, Tom.
You would constantly get your hair in the toilet.
Think about it.
He has to have it wound up all the time.
Have you ever?
But he'd look like wouldn't be. There's so much of it. It wouldn't look like a big beehive.
The real risk was that he was a lathe operator. Why would he?
Very
choose
unfortunate.
Also, he insisted on only riding motorcycles.
Yeah,
Weird.
it's crazy.
Very odd.
So, congratulations.
Have you ever held anybody's hair out of the toilet while they vomited, Tom?
It's a fair question. I don't think I have.
That's not surprising.
I mean, I'd be happy to if under the circumstances.
Really? Of anybody?
Oh, you mean? Probably. Now that I think about it, I'm sure one of the kids at some point was heaving and. But
what about you, Josh?
I have.
Christy, you ever been driving the porcelain bus and had some dude thinking, "Well, I was going to get lucky." Now,
No.
El Barfo
No.
here is going to be lying in the cold tile.
I'm not a thrower-upper.
No?
No.
When was the last time you vomited?
You're a keeper downer?
I can't remember.
Well, let's just end the discussion.
Yeah.
Congratulations to
I vomited this morning.
Yeah, we heard.
to Sidideep with his 9.5 feet of hair at the age of 15.
Wow.
Wow, that's
If you say so.
I mean, there's a picture of this kid. It's a lot of hair. He's upside down in the picture. So the hair's fallen to the ground, you see.
What?
Yeah, there's a picture of this kid. He sits upside down.
Are they holding him off a bridge?
The hair.
It's his father. I told you if you didn't get your hair cut.
That's why he can't be an astronaut. His hair would float around.
I
people.
I need a judgment call on Sikh versus Sikh, by the way.
No.
Dean says he has it for you.
Okay.
If you would just pay attention to whatever it is over
I'm
there.
trying to.
I'm the one that...
Tom, it's getting worse about you paying attention.
Okay, Sikh is the Americanized pronunciation. It's incorrect.
No, it's not. Not if it's American.
Sikh is correct.
We're Americans.
Sikh.
Yeah.
Okay.
There
He
you go.
listens to NPR where they're terrified to accidentally say something.
You say Paris or Paris?
I say Paris, but
well,
the New York-based Sikh Coalition says the correct pronunciation is S-I-K, Sikh.
Perfect. I'll never
But
say
you know
it.
what? Fine. You're sick from here on out.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be.
Look at those sick people over there.
It's their choice.
They made their bed. Now they're sick and lying.
So there you go. In any event, this kid's got really long hair. And now let me ask you this: Ace Cosby,
hippie first.
you know more about rock music than anybody in this room.
Bad rock music.
What? Not necessarily. This is a fair question. What rock and roll performer, male, has the longest hair you've ever seen?
Or wig.
Back in the day, the guys in Nelson, they had the
Nelson.
Oh, yeah.
The
Remember
twins, the sons of Ricky Nelson.
Yeah. They had long hair.
There you go.
Past their ass?
It was
close.
Close, yeah.
Did the guy from Faith No More, where it was his longer than Nelson's?
No.
It wasn't.
Did they make any music worth listening to?
You didn't like After the Rain?
Oh. It doesn't sound like he did.
The one guy went out in his own. You know what they called him? Half Nelson.
Of course.
Matthew and Gunner.
The longest female would probably be in the world of country music.
Crystal Gale.
Crystal Gale. Doesn't she have hair down to the floor?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Those are just her pubes.
Yeah. She likes to keep it that length everywhere. You know why? Because she's ashamed of the size of her. It's huge.
Pardon me, honey. Is it really? Oh. You can see it through a snowsuit?
Yep. Looks like a carrot playing hack.
Carrot in the horse's mouth.
Man, they did it. Their hair's down to here, like
across
the breast.
Still?
No, at the time, the Nelson twins.
You know, that's what the kids want. Us to have long hair. Boy, that screams music. That's sir.
Aren't there a couple of heavy metal guys that have super
good music.
Back in the day, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
Well, all those 80 hair bands.
How dare you say that name? Tom, would you explain it to
I went
him?
to see.
You weren't. You Tom Wild.
We all went to see.
I went to see Jesus Christ Superstar.
We were all there.
And Sebastian Bach played Jesus, and I leaned over to someone and I said, "You know something? I don't think I'd ever say this, but I hope they could crucify him at the end of the first act so I could go home."
He was horrible.
We have more of the Bob and Tom Show coming up for you on a Friday. Ms. Pat in a segment is coming up for you next. This is the Bob and Tom Show. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Welcome back on a Friday morning. This is Christopher speaking. We've got a segment here with Ms. Pat talking about her new show that's she plays a judge. Let's get the details.
Here's Tom Griswold with our very special guest.
Thank you very much. It's a legend on this show and a good friend.
And everywhere else, too, I think.
And it's starting to happen. She is Ms. Pat. Hi, Pat.
Good morning.
How are you?
Just fine. Turn my mic up. I can hear myself a little bit. Thank you, baby. They're my stepson right here.
That's Willie G.
Yeah, but I'm your stepmama. You don't know it. Only black your daddy ever been with. I can say that he can't.
And we're off.
Yes, the only other black thing I've ever been in was my Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah. And now you in a big black woman, a BMW.
The letters are almost in order. Ms. Pat, now can we talk about the fact that you have a reality show coming that's with I know about this because someone on the jury, I happen to know, it's sort of like a Judge Judy, but it's going to be you as the judge, right?
Yes. You really can't talk about it, but I'll talk about it because I love you guys. It's coming out in a few months. I'm a judge. It's called I'm a Judge Miss Pat.
Is it called Judge Ms. Pat or
no,
just Judge
I'm not
Pat?
going to give you the name of it.
Okay.
But I'm a judge. And it is funny. It is funny.
And it's real, though. You have to be the judge. And I know on all those shows, typically there's a disclaimer saying that the people who are here with real cases, and they have signed off and agreed this judgment is going to stick.
Well, when they first asked me to do it, I created a show for somebody else. And then the network was like, why don't you do it? And I was like, I don't want to be no judge. I'm a convicted felon.
I hate judges.
They ain't never did nothing nice for me.
Yeah.
And so they was like, but you have an audience here, and I think people will really like it. So I gave it a try, and nobody told me that the show, the money was real and the cases was real. So I said, they would sue for $5,000, get an extra $2,000, and they was like, can we speak to you for a minute? And I'm like, what? They was like, you messing up the budget. What budget? And so I said, this real.
Wow.
Because you had cases where people was really crying. I said, these people are really good actors.
Oh.
Because I didn't know. Wow. Nobody explained it to me. They just gave me a job. And I didn't ask no questions as long as the check's clear.
You sentenced 3 people to death.
By mistake.
Yes.
What else is new in your life? You've got 2 TV shows.
Yes.
And you're going on a stand-up comedy tour.
Yeah.
Your book's been out for what, a decade now? You wrote that a long time ago.
I just recently got a new book deal. It hasn't been announced yet because we haven't named the book, but I'm working on another book.
Oh, very nice.
Your last book is called what? Rabbit?
Rabbit.
Maybe you can call this one Ms. Pat.
Maybe we'll
Hasn't
see.
been taken yet, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Okay. Have you started to write the book?
Yeah, we already writing it.
What's it about?
It's a bunch of essays of my life. So things that had happened since the first book.
Great.
And you mentioned that you're a convicted felon.
Yeah, I am.
You want to give a little background on that?
I think they already know I used to sell crack and cocaine and,
but
shoot people and forge white people checks.
You sold crack and cocaine, but you were not a user.
Never.
Yeah.
I don't use anything I sell. That's why I never sold Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A.
I believe in the 10
I
crack.
got a gay daughter and I love Chick-fil-A.
Sure. I have gay friends who love Chick-fil-A. Yeah. Some things are just better than.
I told my daughter, tell your people to leave my good Christian people the hell alone.
Yes. You say my pleasure and you'll like it.
Yeah.
I do love the Chick-fil-A.
Hell yeah. Finest customer service there is.
Oh, they got it down, that drive-thru.
They got it down. Nobody can do it like them. Everybody try to imitate them. The only person I seen with the same type of customer service is the Disney cruise. They got it down.
They have to. Yeah.
Oh, they got it down.
They got a new boat, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to book it now. You want to go with me? You want to go with your stepmama?
I want to go so bad.
Oh, you hear that, Tom?
See, the 3 of you reconnect.
Bring all the
As
white
a
babies and I
family.
bring all the black babies.
I want the 3 of us to walk around and people look at us and go, what the hell is this crew? How did they find each other?
Hi, I'm your Captain Goofy. Welcome aboard.
Now, Pat, in your career as a stand-up, have you ever done the ships?
No. Never wanted to.
But you took a Disney cruise.
Yeah, I took a Disney cruise a couple
fun?
of years ago. Yes, it was great. It was awesome. So I'm thinking about taking one next year in December. I'll be done with my house. So
Your house isn't finished?
No.
Oh, you want to talk?
No.
Are you still building?
Took him 3 years. How long have you been building?
2.
See?
But he had a contractor. I don't have a contractor.
Oh.
You're doing it?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Oh, good luck.
All by myself.
Oh, good luck.
I've made a few mistakes.
Hey, the shower that I bought 4 years ago just was installed yesterday.
Really?
Really?
Man, who's your contractor? Why are you so slow?
It's his best friend, too.
You maybe have heard of Bang Brothers Construction.
There are parts issues out there. So are you living in the house you're building?
No, I'm living around the corner from the house I'm building, but I'm about to move in. I had a few bumps and grooves along the way because one thing, the house started off at 10,000 square feet, now it's 17,000 square
Holy
feet.
Simone.
So it just kept getting bigger, and I just kept changing stuff. So a lot of it was on me.
Okay. Don't you have I heard something about a dog house?
I do. I have a 600, 800 square foot dog house.
And is this off-site? I mean, is it, or it's on the same property? And
Yeah, it's
okay.
right. It looks
So
like
it's
a
not
little
like a
house.
kennel. This is where your dogs go live?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a kennel, but they have air conditioning, washing machine, refrigerator,
A washing machine.
cable, TV.
They have cable, do they?
Blankets get dirty, Josh.
Let's be honest. This is your husband's house. He's out there.
Is there a bed out there in case he wants to sleep with the doggies?
It's a couch out there.
So he can truly be in the doghouse.
So it's his man cave. Yeah.
Does he ever come on the set when you're shooting your TV shows to watch?
Every now and then. He don't really like to, so I don't really invite him.
Okay.
Well, with the Miss Pat show, the show is so me and the daddy is really like marriage, and we really be kissing. I was like, I'm not coming to watch that crap.
Is that channel still out there? Wasn't there a Christy, remember this news story?
There's a dog channel out there.
Is the dog channel still out there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You can put it on for your dogs.
Squirrels and things.
Yeah. You can choose what programs they want to watch. Yeah.
Paw Patrol, Dog the Bounty Hunter, all the dogs.
Not Dog the Bounty Hunter. Paw Patrol.
That sounds great. Why don't we go back to the news desk with Christy Lee and see what Miss Pat has to say about whatever you got over there.
You're not going to like this one. A village in Japan dealing with a messy situation. Foreign visitors appear to be unaware of how to properly use the town's public restrooms.
Oh, yeah?
Leading to problems with fecal material hitting the floor.
I thought it would be the fan.
The so-called squat-style toilets require the user to face the wall with their backs to the stall door.
Well, no wonder.
Squat down and aim so that everything falls directly into the bowl.
Now, isn't that the way they are overseas? Am I just an ugly American?
This is in Japan.
I had to use one of these in Korea. There were a couple places that still had
They
that.
do it in China, too.
Yeah, it's just a
Is
hole.
there a sign
Yes.
saying reverse?
Using
So you open the door, you walk in, but you don't turn around and sit, right?
What?
There's no
in this
toilet.
case, right?
Wait.
What'd you just say?
So you're not facing the stall door.
No, you turn. No, you face the back of
Well,
the stall.
because it's just a hole, you can face anywhere you
Nope,
where you
using the
want,
toilets like a Western style toilet, chick.
Your back gotta be to the
increases
door?
the chances of fecal material sliding down the bowl and onto the floor. Kyoto officials last year posted guidelines in the city's bathrooms on how to evacuate properly, but apparently foreign travelers still haven't grasped the concept.
So you got to aim your turd now?
You do have to aim your turd.
Thank you.
That's rough for me. Sometimes I have a hard time.
Really? Even with standard toilets?
You got to engage your quads, your hamstrings.
Jeez, what you got to do when you got to shake and break?
I think that's part of the problem, actually, I think. With
me-
some foreign travelers, just squatting would be an issue because it'd be very hard to get all the way down in that position.
Look at
for
me.
some people.
I can't
I'm not
squat.
looking at you.
Can't squat.
And also, aren't you barefoot? That'd be the worst thing.
Not barefoot, are
Yeah,
you?
it's Japan. Take your shoes off everywhere you go.
You have to take your pants all the way off to do this?
I would think.
Not all the way. Well,
yeah.
All the way to your ankles.
No, because when you squat, you lean away from.
What?
No, then you fall in.
What if it got a curve and it fall in your underwear?
That could be a problem, I would think, yeah.
I can't see me and Chick doing this. Me, Chick, and you would never make it.
I don't know why I'm being dragged
And you
into this.
On the Bob and Tom Show next hour, you want to come back for Drew Powell. He'll be on the show. Come on back for that. In the meantime, Christy's daughter Sophie is on the show. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Pepsid Complete knows that food is one of the best parts of game day. That is, until heartburn strikes. Thankfully, just one chewable tablet of Pepsid Complete provides dual-action heartburn relief with an antacid that starts working instantly and an acid reducer that lasts all day. So you can stay focused on that second helping of chili without worrying about heartburn. All day based on 8-hour symptom relief studies during the day. Use product only as directed.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show on a Friday morning. This is Christopher speaking. Hope you're having a nice morning so far. Well, Christy's daughter Sophie stopped by the studio one morning. Let's get that and another phone call from Donnie Baker's on the way.
There's Josh Arnold. There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, man.
I'm Chick McGee. And Tom, we have a very special guest in the studio.
Christy, of course, has two daughters, Ava and Beava.
One of them she loves very much.
Yes. And we're going to do a big reveal. Right? No, it's Sophie. She's right over here. Hi, Sophie. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. I got to hear my mom talk about adult toys at 7 in the morning. It's just the greatest way to start your day.
Let's see. Oh, that was the group that was fighting over the
the man and the
sex
woman
toy.
fighting over the sex toy. Yeah,
And she was actually arrested.
Yeah,
Do they
for domestic battery.
do they have to take that sex toy then and put it in evidence?
I would think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, can you imagine being a judge, you're having a pretty rough day, all of a sudden someone walks out with a giant dildo and a baggie, holding it with giant tongs. All right, now what? Send them both to jail. I got a busy day.
Hundreds of thousands of sex toys in evidence, probably all across the country.
Yeah, they probably are.
Probably somebody killed somebody with a sex toy, I bet.
Really?
They hit him over the head with it? Sure.
You think so?
Yeah, I bet there's
Poke
been...
him in the eye. Yeah, that'll take you out.
Skull's a delicate flower, Tom.
Use beads like nunchucks.
I regret bringing this up again.
No, the silences we're all thinking, what would that be like as a movie? What kind of...
Death would be death by sex toy?
Yeah, what would the...
There's your title. I'd go see that. Death by sex toy.
The sex toy murders.
I think it would be a little more specific.
Oh, you would, because you
it'd be like
don't know how to name things.
The dildo of death.
I see.
There'd be a serial dildo killer.
Sex toy story.
Teen with the mad shatter.
There we go. That's where we were
He
at.
found a way to bring
Yes,
into
he
it.
did.
Sophie is currently a college student.
President of a radio club.
Very
Vice
good.
president. Don't give me too
sorry,
much
vice
credit.
president.
Oh, what a sweet mom. That's such a sweet mom thing to do.
Lie for her?
Right.
That's so sweet.
We're going to be playing another round of this game. We're also going to have her doing a couple of news stories, because do you read news on your college radio station?
Occasionally, yes. We have a newspaper for our college, so sometimes I'll read the top stories on that.
Well, we looked through some and gave you a couple that are too offensive, which we'll get to apparently in just a second.
You interrupt her. Never mind. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie.
How are you?
It's going to be awkward. Hey, Sophie.
Hello.
I'm reading this book your mom gave me called How to Be a Good Parent. I just want to make sure little son Whiffy grows up to be well-rounded, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
important.
And I put a baby in her, so I got to step up. And the fact remains, if you want to make it in today's world, I'm learning this book, you need way more than just good looks and smarts.
Yeah?
Okay.
I mean, look at me and my success. You know, over 4,000 speedy points, and I never thought I'd be into crypto this early. This book's got a bunch of pop quizzes to see if your kid's going to grow up to be a success or just a jerk. So parents, take notes and play along at home.
All right.
Question 1, did you give your child a jerk name? Because this book says what you name your kid's going to be the biggest factor in this equation. I mean, when's the last time you met a brain surgeon named Wade or Skeeter? You know? Or an astronaut named Tristan. I mean, there's always exemptions to rules, but the fact remains, if your child is named any of the following names, like Dakota, Skylar, Aiden, Braden, or Kanye, then your kid's definitely going to be a natural born jerk. I mean, if Kanye's even his real name, it's probably something like Craig Jones. Oh, and if you name your kid after a car like Mercedes or Lexus, you're raising a stripper. You know? If you name your kid Ashley with an I and you dot the I with a little heart, she's not only going to be a stripper, but she'll be squirting out kids by the time she's 19. Probably have more babies than an unemployed possum. Oh, and if you name your kid something like Nevaeh, you don't have to tell us it's heaven spelled backwards every time, Crystal, with a K, and nobody cares you gave your 2 weeks at cricket neither. Oh, you should have named her Rema, because that's Summer spelled backwards, and that's probably how she's going to make her living anyway. Swear to God. In question 2, how many times have you hugged your kid over the last year? Because you don't hug them enough, you'll have yourself a stripper or rapper. Or worse yet, a rapping stripper like Cardi B. But on the flip side, if you hug them too much, you'll get yourself a Johnny Manziel or a Craig Jones. So that's pretty much it. The key to having a cool kid is to give them a cool name like Luffy or Sophie. Yeah. And teach them how to change a tire, how to grill a steak good, and explain to them why Leonard Skinner's the greatest band ever invented. Then just, you know, hug him every other weekend and on Wednesday. I'm Donnie Baker, and I approve this message.
Thank you, Donnie.
Keep up the good work, Sophie.
Oh, thank you.
No, that's great. Thank you, Donnie. Very, very good. Now,
Very informative.
Okay, now we gave Sophie a news story to read.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I have
go.
two. Which one did you want?
I forget which we gave you. So go.
Daylight savings time and
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh, do the daylight savings because this one's I've got questions. Put
All
it
right.
that way.
Okay, making daylight saving permanent could save more than 30,000 deer every year.
Really?
A new study suggests that making daylight savings permanent could significantly reduce the number of collisions with deer that occur every year. The research estimated that over 36,000 deer deaths, 33 human deaths, and over 2,000 human injuries could be prevented annually by stopping the switch from daylight saving to standard time in the autumn.
Okay, so I have to interrupt.
So they know what time it is?
I assume that
deer, yeah.
It's got to be traffic patterns
Yes,
and
right.
lights.
It has to do with-
Yeah.
Yeah, but then from the big picture standpoint, there are a lot of problems.
But do we need more deer?
Well, see, that's
Isn't this
precise.
kinda-
Yeah, that's the thing.
This like
So
a-
if there are 30,000 more deer every year the first year, the second year they're going to be a lot more
Yeah,
deer.
a lot more deer.
I mean, so then I suppose we could institute a permanent hunting season, but I don't know. This would save a lot of money in body shop work.
Yeah.
Pat's
Well,
out
that
here.
in human lives, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
But so why is that? So because
It has to be light and dark. I don't know. More people are out when it's darker, when it's daylight savings time. Does that make sense?
people will now be when people are driving into work.
It'll be
now,
dark.
It'll be a little bit lighter.
It would be lighter.
Lighter.
So then
Oh.
they
So-
don't hit the deer?
Are they hitting the deer in the afternoon? I don't know. It doesn't explain.
There
it.
could be some natural things involved too, right?
No, the deer know what time it is. You ever seen they wear little wristwatches around there?
You haven't seen
Hoofs?
So, but the real positive benefit
I'm sorry, I
of
was
this is
trying to have fun.
there'll be fewer.
I didn't know we were going to have a round table about daylight savings.
No, I can't figure out the connection. Help me with this.
I can't believe the article doesn't explain.
Well, I'm sure it probably
What kind
did.
of half-assed article is this? It seems like it's almost been edited, and their important stuff has been cut out of it.
There could also be natural reasons too. The wolves do something differently. The coyotes.
Yeah.
The
What about
deer
Bigfoot?
natural.
What about Bigfoot?
Sasquatch gets thrown off by the
That's
time
right.
changes.
Let me look at
He's
this.
going to be early and or late.
It says scientists were surprised at the magnitude of the results. Researchers previously thought deer collision numbers might balance out more evenly with a later sunrise and an earlier sunset. So does that help anybody understand this?
Well, it helps explain that it's more collision based than it is.
When peak traffic volumes shift to after sunset following the transition from daylight savings to standard time, there is a 16% spike in collisions the week following. So that is the reason, because of the more people are driving when it's dark at night in the evening.
Because it gets darker earlier.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right. Okay.
All right. Who's hit a deer in the room? Oh, hi, Pat.
Twice, 6 a.m. and 10 p.m.
I have just kind of
nicked it,
grazed him. But
Yeah, I've hit one once.
$3,500 damage to the car, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
My brother hit one in a Corvette.
Yikes.
What was the deer doing in a Corvette?
Well, you're trying to get laid.
That is one successful deer.
They sort of slide up into the windshield.
See, now in my brain, I see a deer driving a
Sure
Corvette
you
with
do.
his antlers.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, you gotta have the T-top.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Doe baby?
Definitely got to watch. He's got the Rolex.
And not to get too boring, isn't there actually a movement right now to
the Rolex
to either eliminate daylight savings time or
Yes, it
Every year
passed
it comes
in the
up.
Senate.
perpetuate it?
Yeah, it passed in the Senate, but is not passed in the House.
Okay, all right. So weird. All right. Well, I just think it's either great news for hunters or maybe extend the hunting season. Would that help?
Possibly. I don't know too much about the.
Have you ever hit one? Ever come close?
Yes, I came close. I slammed on the brakes and I stopped about 10 feet from the deer, and I'm not kidding. The deer looked at me and fell down. I was like, he's trying to get me in trouble, like my brothers used to do.
He's like LeBron looking for a penalty.
Yeah, like, come on.
And then he stands up and holds with both hoofs out. What the hell?
you got the flopping deer.
Yes, I
I'm
did.
walking
In soccer.
here. I'm walking here.
Pat, I know we're not going to play this right now, but on your new album, you have a tribute, in a way, to one of the most famous deer songs out there.
Yeah.
It's a great Christmas song.
We'll be playing that coming up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, dear.
It involves, Donnie would love it. It involves strippers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, it does.
And deer and doing the right thing. It's a sweet story.
Doing the right. Hey, you're right. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about doing the right thing. Well, Sophie, it's been great having you in here.
Get out.
Thank you so much.
I understand you have to go to a
Dentist appointment, yes.
We have the same dentist.
Oh,
so, yeah.
oh, really?
Yeah, he's going to go see Dr. Alex.
I was just there on Tuesday.
on Monday.
We had let me real quick story. We had a news story about the most important, or no, that's not the word. The best smells. Of smells that bring back, and I would nominate for the worst smell. Is when they're grinding one of your teeth.
Yeah.
And that smell of burning flesh.
Yeah.
Keep
And
burning
it's that
whatever.
loud whistle.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
terrifying.
experienced that on Tuesday. But thank you, doctor. You did a very nice job, and all is well with my mouth now.
Good.
But
Thank God it didn't affect your speech.
Not yet, it did.
My dentist is I hate everything about it. The sounds and the weird smells, and he's got his hand on my penis. It's all very, very uncomfortable.
I wake up naked.
I don't have the same experience.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
That's all a part of painless dentistry.
I guess, yeah.
So right now, I want to do a little quiz, and I'm going to show you how smart your mom is, Sophie.
No, I already know. She's the smartest person I know.
Oh, listen to that.
You got to get out more.
This
What's happening?
Coming up on this Friday morning, another segment with actor Drew Powell. He's coming up in just a couple of minutes here on the Bob and Tom Show.
Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more, or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Bob and Tom Show. Welcome back on a Friday morning. This is Christopher speaking. Again, the gang is back in here live on Monday morning, next Monday morning, January the 8th. We've got a segment here, another segment with a fine actor, Drew Powell, in studio.
Here's Tom with our special guest from Hollywood.
Look at that. Look at that. The handsome factor in this room just went way up.
Hi.
No, I was referring to Ace.
Ace.
He's actor Drew Powell. Drew, I have to defend myself here. We've been talking about various aspects of things, and no, I was asking if there was any codes out there with respect to jewelry or anything like that. And I mentioned this article I had read about that it's apparently become a big fashion thing now to have your keys hanging from your belt loop.
And what do you think of when you see that?
A janitor.
Janitor. Thank you.
Well, I've always dressed like a janitor. Why stop now?
Right.
But this is an article from the Wall Street Journal. It says it reads, as confidences why flaunting your keys is a hot menswear trend.
Oh, Lord.
And I mentioned that this started apparently in the lesbian community, and that's what it says here. It says it can be traced back to 1950s bikers who strapped wallets to chains. And since the 1970s, members of the lesbian community have clipped key rings and carabiners to belt loops to subtly telegraph their preferences.
Who knew? I wasn't aware of
I
that.
had no idea.
So that's the whole thing about a code. You don't know until you know the code.
In retrospect, when I think about any female I had seen with the keys on the belt, that makes sense now.
But it's okay. I mean, it's fine. I'm just saying. But now apparently this is a men's fashion trend.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to pick up on it.
Oh, that perfect for you.
I mean, do you have
How
the issue?
many
Do you have a
keys
big?
do you
Yeah.
have?
Do you have a big key
Well, that's the
wad?
problem. These key fobs are so big. They're
You don't have
this thing.
We don't-
It's annoying having this in my pocket.
what?
This big.
Oh, that's your remote for
You
your
mean
car?
your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like carrying that thing around in my pocket.
You would really like. You just get a little clip. You put it on your belt. You'll love it, man. You'll like having your keys out.
And I might get mistaken for like a lesbian.
That would be
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, well, I'm awfully flat chested, no ass.
I don't know. Pictures of you in the 80s. I see it. I get it. That sort of light blonde hair going back. You kind of had that look back then.
You know, there's no way saying that you can actually do this, Tom, but cars coming out now, you can program your iPhone to unlock your car.
Yeah,
for you. You don't have to carry it.
I may have to get a new car.
You don't have to carry it.
Is that how your car works?
Yeah.
How do you valet park it then?
There's a key inside, but there is a valet setting you can put it in. So
You have to give them your phone?
No.
That'd be.
No, they oddly enough they thought about something that you thought you did and would have to tell them about. No, that's not the case.
You're going to give a 19-year-old your phone, aren't you? You're going to valet your car with your phone and go, here you go, Eric. Take care of this.
If I get any calls, I'll be in.
Now, how old is your son?
He's 12.
Now, what is your philosophy on your iPhone? If you go to a restaurant, do you hand him your phone?
No. Now he's old enough to have his own phone. But
at 12,
yeah,
he has his own phone.
Yeah, no social media or anything, but he has a phone, and it's almost exclusively to watch to look at the ESPN app, and then maybe a video game or two. But
is there anything on your phone that he might find disturbing?
Your phone number.
Yeah.
If you think I gave Powell my phone number, you're mistaken. He calls Jessica.
Yeah, exactly.
Forwards it to me.
It's so weird. But every time I call him, there's some lesbian answers the phone. I don't know. But no, yeah. It's a dicey one because especially being in this business, I'm on this way more than I want to be, and now there's a whole new social media app, this Threads thing going on. So,
are you on that yet?
I am. Yeah, only because they made it so easy. I mean,
Everybody,
it's 2 clicks. Yeah.
Instagram, boom,
Brilliant.
you're there.
Yeah. But it's a scourge. I'm going to keep him off social media as long as I possibly can. I'm thinking like 25, 30 years old.
All right. Well, it's time for us to move forward. Do we have any more sports?
Well, we've got this, I guess. This is from the Tom Griswold Institute. A group of oldsters have broken the Guinness World Record. Oh, Jiminy, I didn't realize it was one of these.
Stupid world record.
Oldsters.
Guinness World Record.
Let me just
for the
defend
longest.
myself. It had senior citizens.
Yeah,
and I hate that phrase.
I can tell.
Just say people over 43.
I know it's senior citizens. Thank you, Willie.
The longest running.
But you think oldster sounds better than senior citizen?
I put older. What did I put? Old folks.
Old folks.
Yeah, senior citizens sounds like
only because Little Feet. Little Feet write Old Folks Boogie or who?
Oh yeah,
it sounds like some song. Yeah, that's why you.
No,
use old folks.
Senior citizens sounds like there's some kind of militia. The Senior Citizens Brigade is marching today, and they're old people. It's a sweet story.
Sadler Elementary School's kindergarten class of 1938 earned the record after reuniting for 83 consecutive years.
Isn't that a great story?
Who in the hell do you know?
They
that's
all
in
were.
kindergarten?
I mean, did they all?
They
those
all
that are
were there?
left.
Oh, okay.
So
Sadler.
every year that kindergarten class got together.
For the last 83 years, the kindergarten classes had a reunion. How great is that?
It's pretty cool.
But it doesn't say how many people participated in the reunion.
We're down to 2.
Sadler graduate Porter Davis, hey Porter, said there's a group of 8 that have kept in touch over the years and attend most of the reunions.
Oh, well,
8.
Well, wait
that sounds
a minute,
like a friend group.
Hang on. Let's see. Ready? There's a group of 8 that have kept in touch over the years and attend most of the reunion.
yeah, so not all of them.
Keep going. This is a fun story. You're just ruining it.
Then there are
You got our
others-
guest helping to ruin it now.
Then there are others that get the bug for socializing and start to attend. The most memorable reunion, June 29th, 2021, when the classmates were celebrating 88th birthdays along with the 83rd reunion at Ollie's Waffle Shop, Ole's Waffle Shop. And they're all looking forward to the 84th reunion.
Well, sure, they look forward to the next morning.
Yeah.
Every day's a victory.
There's still the guy in his 90s that eats paste. Hey, remember when Mondor used to eat paste? What a loser. Isn't that a happy story?
Yeah, I bet they have a nice time.
Okay, let's do the math. So it's 84 years. How old are these people? They're
in their 90s.
Yeah, 5 years.
For the most part.
6 years old.
If they were 5 in kindergarten, they're all hitting 90.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Porter said the group is now in their 90s, and one classmate has passed away while 2 others are ill. One? That's it?
That's it?
Well, of that 8.
Of the 8?
Sounds like. Mm-hmm. The other
confusing.
67.
What a mess this is. What
We're doing a
horrible
dissertation
story
on this.
So we're illiterate.
I thought it was a fun story.
Not only are we stupid, but you think you can lie to us. This is not even a...
It doesn't make
It's a Guinness World Record.
No, it shouldn't be. Not everybody attended.
What exactly is the exactly? That's a pretty loose record.
It's a group of friends meets casually almost every year. Is that the record?
83 years.
Here's your plaque.
For almost 83 years.
Drew Powell. Where'd you go to elementary school?
I went to Central Elementary School in Lebanon, Indiana.
Okay, you know the fight song?
We didn't have one, but I did recently find a picture of our 5th grade basketball team with the shortest shorts and the most generic tank tops you've ever seen. I'm going to pull that up for you because it is gold, baby.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Central Stars.
Would it be fun to have an elementary school reunion?
Well,
I'd go to that.
Sure. I mean, I actually kind of had one. I went and played golf with my buddy the other day, and there was a whole bunch of people that were at Central with me all together.
Wow.
And we were at a country club in the town, and they were having the 50th high school reunion there. So the class of 73. Is that the right math?
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
But I'd be much more interested in an elementary school reunion because I have no idea where those people are. You know, what the hell's Marlene Klein doing? I hope she looks as hot as she did in 6th grade.
I'm sure she
Weird
does.
age to pick. Weird age to pick.
Yeah.
6th grade.
Holly,
You haven't seen pictures.
Holly Williams is an absolute knockout. in 6th
Marlene
grade.
and Marlon Perkins, same guy.
Same guy.
You can't tell them apart.
So you didn't stay friends with all those with the girls when you went to guys' high school?
No, I don't know where anyone from the only one.
That makes a little more because
the only funny one, and I won't give her full name. This is a true story. I had to have a medical procedure when I was in my early 20s.
Oh God!
Involving my urinary tract.
Oh, that's in your wiener.
Yeah.
And they had to put a camera in there on a tube. And
back then it was Polaroided. That must have been rough.
Yeah, well, no, it was Polaroid. The thing was the size of a fire hose. You know, now they've got them there smaller than a straw. But back in those days, yeah, they were kind of clunky. And I walked out. I was rolled into the operating theater, and it was in fact a theater. It had the big screen TVs and the stands and everything at a major medical facility. And the doctor, as I'm in there, he goes, "Hey, would you mind if I brought in a medical school class?" And of course, I'm not going to say no. So he brings in the medical school class, and one of the soon-to-be physicians was Ann from my elementary school.
Oh,
that was a weird thing to say. You know, hey, hi, Ann. I haven't seen you in many years. This is my penis. As you can see, it's the size of a thimble because of the
hasn't changed.
Yeah, that's the only person from my.
See, when I went to school, I went to high school with a bunch of people I went to elementary school with. Everybody just kind of matriculated, if you will,
only 2. One of them is a distinguished college professor at the University of Illinois. I haven't talked to him.
Did you guys? We got this a sex talk in 5th grade. Did you guys get that?
Oh yeah,
with Miss Custer.
Sure. My gym teacher took me into the shower. Yeah. So wait, what are you talking about?
5th grade.
Wait a minute.
Wow, you got a private one? How lucky!
Mine was by Mr. Fisher, who had a shock of white hair, those dark frame glasses, like the Buddy Holly glasses, like just a couple of mountains of dandruff on either shoulder. And this was the entirety of the sex talk. Boys, pretty soon you're going to get hair in places you never thought you'd have hair. All right. Anyway, who's doing the film strip?
Think about it from his perspective. That's between that and the people who teach kids to drive, Nobel prizes around them.
Yeah.
And it's usually the same guy, by the way.
It is 100%. It is absolutely.
Yeah, drivers.
God bless them.
God bless the people helping our youngsters learn to drive. Thank you very much. And if people can't see you, I want to explain. You do have, as I pointed out, you once portrayed Haas Cartwright.
God dang it, Paul!
But I mean, you're a big guy.
Yes,
once again, you look like you could be a lineman in the NFL.
Thank you. Yes, I have played a lineman many times on television and in the movies.
What's the most against type thing you've ever played?
Oh, I played a gay cowboy. In
he said against
Brokeback
type.
Mountain.
Against type. That wasn't that mean. Come on. Lighten up, McGee. I'm having fun.
Lighten up, McGee. I want that T-shirt. No, with RuPaul. He had a show on Netflix called AJ and the Queen, and it was really funny because there was they cast as these two gay cowboys, two straight guys, which on purpose. I mean, it was the guy from Sex and the City was a producer, Michael, and Adam Shankman was the director, and all these guys are kind of gay icons in the industry and really talented and awesome. and they cast us, and I remember one of my things was I had this mac and cheese that was really special. It had like 4 cheeses in it, and it was because he was from Arkansas, and but at one point Adam came up to me. He's like, "Oh, on this thing, because there's a snake involved." He's like, "I want you to clutch your pearls." It's like, what do you mean? Like, yeah. And so he's like, let me see if you can do it. And I was like, and he's like, oh no, that's terrible. That's terrible. No, wait, I can do better. I can do it. No. You're good. We're good. I was so offended. I've been working ever since on.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was nice.
Thank you.
We are.
I think I've ever clutched my pearls.
You're not a gay man.
Well, that's
women
true.
can clutch their pearls too. In fact, it started that way.
That's where it started.
I think it'd be.
Yeah, that's good. That was good.
It's like gay men and Barbara Bush. That's who clutches their pearls.
Yes, together.
And Barbara Billingsley.
I was just going to say Barbara Billingsley from Leave It to Beaver.
Famous.
Always wore pearls because she gets
Indiana. Is she from Indiana?
I think she.
And by the way, did she ever say, "Ward, you were a little hard on the beaver last night"? Has she ever?
I don't think she actually ever said it.
Come on.
Yeah, you know what? There is a chance she did.
There is a definite chance.
That's sad that she hasn't, but I would like to hear that if she did. That's pretty good.
We need to segue over that way and check in with the news scene with Christy Lee.
Well, wait, we have another world record, I think,
we can't get away from this.
Stupid world record.
Good luck, everybody.
All right.
David Rush has broken the Guinness World Record for the heaviest weight passed hand-to-hand 100 times.
Oh, so he's done this?
Doing this?
Evidently, no time limit on this. Following his fastest to move weight series, David broke the latest record with 130.5 pound weight, beating the previous record by 19 pounds. There's no time limit. Challengers cannot rest the weight on anything or hold the weight with 2 hands. He's previously broken the Guinness World Record for the fastest time to pass 20, 40, 60, and 80-pound weight hand-to-hand 100 times. So that's the record, I guess.
Yeah, these don't take any finesse. I like the ones where he's juggling and juggling a live chainsaw on him. Something on fire.
I went to Golden Corral once, and after that, I passed about 6 pounds of weight.
The Golden Corral. We used to have a Ponderosa.
It's just Golden Corral.
Oh, sorry. Many apologies.
Ponderosa's.
We were a Ponderosa town in Lebanon. Yeah, Ponderosa.
Let's segue over to
and
another one. Oh, sorry.
The Snail Racing World Championships
are still going on.
Recently took place in Congham, England. C-O-N-G, Ham, where it was awarded a Guinness World Record as the longest-running humane snail racing world championship.
Have you ever been to the inhumane ones?
Way more fun.
The tiny whips.
They got caught installing motors in them.
At the inhumane ones, they salt the roads. It's terrible.
It really is cruel.
I know.
The race is snails trying to cover a distance of 13 inches around a circular table. This year, a snail named Evie won the competition with a time of 7 minutes, 24 seconds.
Can you imagine doing the play-by-play for that? Like a rain delay.
And they're off.
However, the world record is 22 seconds, set back by a snail named Archie in 1995.
They laid a little cocaine on the table that day.
I think this loses a little in the translation. The top prize in the race is a tankard of lettuce.
What's a tankard?
A tankard.
A tankard is a drink container. It's like a grog, a mug.
I bet the snails love the lettuce.
Oh, yeah.
So you fill that up with lettuce.
It's for the snail.
For the snail.
Well, yeah,
I
sure.
thought it was for the owner.
All proceeds from the event go to St. Andrew's Church in Congham.
Okay.
All right.
Willie's favorite movie, Turbo.
Yeah, have you guys seen Turbo with
I
Ryan
have
Reynolds?
not seen Turbo.
About a
Ryan
snail.
Reynolds, Paul Giamatti is his older brother. He's a snail, but guys, get this: he wants to race in the Indianapolis 500.
Well,
now,
he's a snail.
What?
you're asking how can a snail race? Well, he gets infused with nitrous oxide so he can
Yeah.
go fast.
And cocaine.
Just nitrous oxide. I gave it a shot. I tried infusing myself with nitrous oxide. I just passed out in the parking lot at a Fish concert. Way less fun.
I'm trying to find the movie in which you portrayed a gay caballero.
Yeah, it's a TV show for Netflix, AJ and the Queen.
Is it called Flaming Saddles? No. Oh.
No.
Here's what he's doing.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
you
see,
fell for that.
you've made the mistake we still make to this day. You thought he was having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Don't
you thought
ever
maybe he
think-
wanted to
I've
chat.
been here long enough to know better. Gosh darn it.
You are a
When
prop.
people ask you what you've done, you go, well, I go in there and talk to the Bob and Tom show, but I've never really talked to Tom. I would know.
I've been talked at.
We have more coming up on a Friday morning, a segment where Tom is annoyed. Coming up for you next. Stick around. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Welcome back to more of the Bob and Tom Show on a Friday morning. This is Christopher speaking from the Bob and Tom Studios. Had a blast bringing some of the best of the Bob and Tom Show to you. Here's another segment where Tom is annoyed.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, chick.
He's gonna have a song this time. Right here.
Let's do a song.
Play a song.
All right.
There's Willie Griswold.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, there's Josh Arnold.
With a skeptical Christy Lee to my right.
We'll see.
We'll see. There's Ace Cosby. Hey. I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Your hair looks exceptionally nice today, Christy.
It does?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You ever notice that whenever you say that to a woman, she goes, "Oh, this is the worst it's ever." What the hell?
Oh, no, thank you very much.
Your hair looks really sweet today.
I bought a new hair styling tool, if you will.
Really?
It's called a brush, and it's like you curl your hair. I literally curled my hair last night at 6:15 by 6:30. It looked like this.
Wait a minute, you're not being.
It looks very
It's
nice.
called a brush. You're not being sarcastic. It's actually a product called the brush.
Yes, it's called the brush.
You would have thought that had been trademarked.
No, it's like B period R period U period S period H period.
Does anything else curl your hair?
What curls
What do
your
you
toes?
mean?
Oh, this is another little sexual innuendo.
You know what I mean.
As we know, we know you well enough to know there's no sexual in your innuendo. It's
There's no innuendo when it comes to me, baby. What gets you off?
I skipped the innuendo.
See, this is why in the regular workplace you can't compliment anybody anymore.
Josh, come on, man.
These silly broads can't take a compliment.
This isn't a first date. Relax over there.
Is that something you ask on a first date?
Yeah, we'll get you off, Brady.
Really?
I don't care where your sister went to college.
I like to
How
talk
hard
about.
do I have to work?
Then the
Is
waiter
that
comes
what you-
over. I go, she can't eat until she tells me what gets her off.
And the waiter goes, "Well, she can't tell you to take the ball gag out of her mouth." And by the way, why is she cuffed to the chair? Okay, you can have the whole pizza, sir, but I think it's really necessary.
Entrees.
Oh, that waiter had a lot to say, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
A chatty waiter.
Yeah.
By way of not introducing sports here,
All
which we're
right.
technically in the middle of,
I won't take that personally.
there was a request for a song from Mr. Godwin.
Oh, really?
I believe it was from Mr. McGee.
Oh.
He said it's
Yes, let's do it.
Patty G just recorded his television special, as they say,
That was exciting.
in Sarasota, and we'll let you know when that's going to be
As
aired.
they said in the 80s. What is it going to be on ABC, NBC, or CBS, Tom? Pat's television special.
What would you call it?
Bob Hope introduced.
I'd say comedy special.
Are you going to say, oh, it's his new hour. They're dropping his new hour.
That's exactly what it is, though. You can't say it's a television special. That doesn't work anymore.
No, it's just
Tonight on NBC, right after Hollywood Palace, it's going to be Pat Godwin and his new TV special.
When's it dropping, Pat?
Oh, boy.
I like the dropping thing.
I hate that. It's this inside Hollywood a-holes.
It's more record business.
They get some, 5 minutes of fame singer in there. When does the new album drop? It's like in the early days of MTV. Tell us about the video. Oh, who cares?
Oh, now we don't know who he's mad at.
No, I'm mad at everybody.
Don't take this the wrong way.
Well, at least
you
you're being
gotta
honest.
lighten up. You gotta chill out a little bit.
Hey, we are excited for Pat's new special.
We are.
Oh, it's a special. Oh,
Yeah.
so the word special is okay.
Yes, but television is not.
Okay, so it's the new video.
No, it's the new
No,
special.
it's just the new special.
You've got a big problem where we tell you something, and instead of listening, you get mad at the word drop, or you get mad that we included the thing. It's just a special. That's what
To
you
me,
say.
the special is my old boat.
What was it? It was called the special.
The Johnny Special.
You had a boat called the Johnny Special.
Yeah.
That
Would
is
you
awesome.
come in to the kitchen on a summer day at the lake and go, Mommy, can we take the Johnny Special out? If you did, I know you did. I don't know why I'm asking. I'm leaving. I can't take it.
Do you want to be friends with a man who had a boat called the Johnny Special?
No. I want to beat him up.
I have never told you guys about the Johnny Special.
I'm embarrassed to be your son. The Johnny Special.
I want to talk to my friends in the world of boating. The Johnny Special, we made it. We built it out of marine plywood, and it was a dinghy. You could with oars and the whole deal, but we made it.
You made your own boat?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like Gosling in the Notebook.
Did you paint Johnny Special on the side?
My back, right?
Even better. God, I wish if my sister Jan is listening, she may have a picture of it.
Oh, Jan, please find a picture of this.
We had what's it called? A jigsaw. We went to a shop and with a jigsaw made the letters in wood, and they were glued and drilled into the side. And then you have to use marine plywood and all this stuff and special paint and special glue, obviously. But I can remember what do you call them? We had all the clamps and everything. It was so cool.
Johnny Special.
You know who else is? Building boats is great. I mean, classic wooden boats are the best. But it was really, that was the name of the boat.
I was just thinking that classic wooden boats are absolutely the best.
Have you ever been on a Chris Craft?
I love that.
Every time I see one, though, I am like, that is badass.
Those beautiful
I had a
teak
boat.
boats.
Those inboard boats.
You had a boat too?
Yeah, it was called Johnny Loud One.
Hey,
Tons of fun. Nautical tons of fun. Excuse me.
Now, what were we trying to do? Oh, we were trying to get a song out of Pat.
LeBron's son had that issue with the cardiac arrest.
Yes.
We are all
You have a
now
song
trained.
about cardiac arrest?
We're all now trained in CPR. We all went to the class.
Right.
Yeah.
Except for Tom.
And Chick. Yeah.
And Chick.
Well, that's because we're the two that you're going to be doing it on.
Yeah, I'll be sure to save someone as I'm dying. Okay. Oh, what happened?
So this is about CPR?
It's called CPR class. We took a 3-hour class to be certified to give CPR. We learned
you call that singing?
It's a talk sing. It's like the talk singing
I'm
blues.
sorry.
Now, is this going to be?
I apologize.
Is this going to be in your new show, The Johnny Special?
Sponsored by Chris Craft Boat.
It's a folk style called talk sing. We took a 3-hour class to be certified to give CPR. We learned the Heimlich and how to use an AED. Had a hard time paying attention since I've been up since 4 a.m. Oh, but I listened to the teacher attentively. She told us how hard to pump and how much to count and when to blow. We attached these sticky pads to the dummy's heart. Oh, we were on our knees pumping furiously, and I had some pain in my chest. Now I'm the one who might need a jump start. I had a heart attack giving CPR to a mannequin. Ended up in the ER somehow. Ironically, I was pumping hard to the beat of Staying Alive. Tell me who's the big dummy now? I had a heart attack giving CPR to a mannequin. Never taking a class like that again.
That again.
That again with mannequin.
Nice.
That's the talking, singing blues.
I like that very much. Thank you very,
Very
much.
good.
Pat Godwin. Pat Godwin's video will be dropping soon.
Special.
Open bar comedy.
It'll be on Open Bar Comedy. We'll let you know when it's out there. Pat, I got.
Wait a minute. We spent 3 hours in that class. We learned a lot. It was very informative. We got our own AED.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in the box.
Well, it stays in the box, right?
No,
I think it
it's
does. You're supposed to hang it on the
supposed
wall.
to hang it on a
Well,
wall. What if we need it like right now?
You know where it is. Yeah, open the box.
Yeah, it's open box.
Josh, you have a letter for Tom?
I do, yes. The author of this letter has said, I just wanted to say for the past several nights I've been unable to sleep because I just couldn't figure out the new seating arrangements in the studio. Some of us have
All right.
Now that Tom has explained he is in the northeast corner of the studio, I anxiously await a good night's sleep tonight. Thank you, Tom, for always being so informative.
And I'm on the. I'm in the south. I'm in the south,
Yes,
right?
if you're trying to visualize the studio,
stop.
I am on the extreme northeast. Christy is over there with Willie in the west. The north is Josh. The south is Chick, and then
I am the West Wing.
Yes, Pat is the West Wing. You're in the next
west.
building, and then Mr. Ace Cosby is right here. Technically, you are also on the east. You're sort of like east southeast,
northwest.
Okay.
Everybody got that? Okay.
And
I'm
just
sorry
like
I
my
brought it up.
political stance regarding the Civil War, I am in the North.
Thank you. That's right.
Good save. Okay. I did
Well,
not
now,
see that coming.
I feel like a bad guy over here in the south. What are you trying to do?
You're racist.
Dear Tom.
Well, I got a question. I have a letter about the geography of this room.
Okay.
It's a fair letter.
Okay.
You're not going to like it.
Isn't Josh too fat to be in the North?
Won't that throw the earth off?
More like North Star ice cream.
The pizza guy can get to him quicker.
He's closest to the driveway.
It's not that. It says, Dear Bob and Tom Show.
Who listens to this show anymore?
I heard you talking about your new seating positions. Tom, I was wondering, since they moved you, is your record player working any better now that you're in the northeast corner? So I asked Eddie to...
Wait a minute. Hold it. I want to know the answer.
Coming up next hour on the Bob and Tom Show, comedian Greg Hahn on the show. But next, little Frank Caliendo for you on a Friday. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
It's time to rewrite the vacation rules. With Royal Caribbean, your family can look forward to just about anything. Break the thrill barrier, roaring down the tallest water slide in North America. Jump into breathtaking jungles and jaw-dropping coves. Vibe off the charts on our private island Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And end the day knowing things are just getting started. Because this isn't just any vacation. This is all the vacations. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Ships Registry, Bahamas.
Welcome back. This is Christopher here in the Bob and Tom studios. This is the best of the Bob and Tom Show. Here's a segment with one of our favorite guests, impressionist comedian Frank Caliendo.
Chick McGee in for the fun in the vacation he's going to have.
Almost had it.
Chick McGee's not here. You see.
No, he's in for fun, is what I was saying. You thought I made a mistake. There's Jeff Oscape. In for Chick McGee.
So Chick had to go elsewhere to find fun, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right. Ace Cosby across the way. And there's Willie across the way.
Hey, man.
And right here, not across the way, but in my own way, Josh Arnold. Your thoughts on that, Tom?
Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you refer to yourself in the third person?
Josh can always do that.
Oh, can he?
Yeah.
Tom can't do that.
You just did that.
Tom does not need to sound any more pretentious or self-centered. One of my favorites, I think, is going to join us via the... There, look at that handsome face.
Frankie.
Yes. It's Frank Caliendo. Hi, Frank.
Hey, I am... Wow, I was really enjoying Josh making mistakes and fixing them on the fly.
Well, thank you. I'm a repairman.
That was surreal how well you did that.
So, Frank, this is completely off any topic that you're interested in. We were talking about growing up and watching local television, and almost every TV station or every city certainly had one, usually male, horror film host. I grew up with Ghoulardi in Cleveland, and there are so many great ones out there. The most famous, I guess, is Elvira. She was kind of more of a national figure. Did you have one in Milwaukee?
I don't remember one. I was going to say Elvira was one I remembered. There was a guy with a hat. It's always a guy with a top hat or something, and Dracula blood coming down the fangs, the fake fangs or something. I can't remember if there was. I remember they would play like the movies and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, crummy, usually black and white horror movies that they would get cheap.
Yeah, I don't remember. I wish I'm glad
Dr.
you guys gave me some show prep.
Well, you the usual interviews. They're going to go, "Hey, what would John Madden sound like doing Dracula?" I'm not.
Well, I don't know. Let's ask Will Ferrell. Everybody texts me, you should be in that Madden movie. You should be. For the people who don't know, like Will Ferrell got cast as John Madden. I actually think it's really good casting because people say, Frank, you should be doing the John Madden. I'm like, I'm 5'6". I could be Mini Madden. That's what it would be.
Say hello to Mini Madden. Throw me a freaking bone here, please. You know,
they have to CGI my body as like Jabba the Hutt the entire movie. That's one of those things where I'm like, yeah. I mean, Will Ferrell didn't play George W. Bush in the movie. No, Josh Brolin used me as inspiration. That's just throwing that out there.
It looks like Dr. Destruction. Does that ring a bell for you in Milwaukee?
I do no.
Okay.
No, unless I just blocked it out.
You may not have watched.
Well, we're trying to get Josh to be a late night movie host.
Oh, I'd love it.
I think that would be fun. Well, part of this happened because Josh and I were texting back and forth, and he had really liked the Paul Giamatti impression I'd been working on.
I love it.
And it's funny because people hear things differently. I'm tuning in. I'm zoning in on it more and more. But it usually starts with you find a phrase a lot of times with the person that gets you going. And with Paul Giamatti, it's I believe, and I get into it.
That's it.
From there, I believe watching late night horror movies is the only way to go. And I don't care. I am not drinking any effing Merlot.
Wow.
We will be drinking blood the entire night. That's what we'll do. I am ready to do this right now and make it happen.
Frank, you have no idea that when I was recovering from something pretty serious, I watched the movie Sideways probably 10 times. It's my favorite movie. You have nailed Paul Giamatti.
It's funny though, because I watched him mostly from Billions to get it. Mm-hmm. And he's a great actor. He's one of the people you can actually see him thinking on the screen, and I think that's what makes him fantastic. Is you see the wheels turning as he's doing things. But in that show, he's very, very deep. That's. And he gets, the excitable younger Giamatti's a little bit different. I'm working on how to get that as well. That's part of the range of the impression. But people will hear different things. They're like, that sounds more like, people were telling me Jack Nicholson. And then I did on social media, I'm like, well, this is how Jack Nicholson actually sounds, and you're completely wrong. And then people were like, you're Paul Giamatti sounds like Heath Ledger in The Joker. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I tried to do some lines as the Joker, Heath Ledger's version from The Dark Knight. And I realized they were right, because the more intense you get, the more he becomes like that Heath Ledger's Joker. Like, you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night, he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Oh, no. One bit so. Me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it, turns to me and he says, why so serious? Comes at me with the knife. Why so serious? So it's like, well, that's you're right on the money with that. My instinct that anybody online who says an impression doesn't sound right, I'm like, you should die.
Hey, by the way, I want to stop the interview for 1 second. Frank, I'm giving you a standing ovation in my head. That was so brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you.
we were all so stunned we couldn't laugh.
No, we just loved it. Mesmerized.
I try to tell myself that's what happens all the time.
Frank Caliendo is one of my favorite human beings. Frank is a great dad and apparently a great husband. I'm not going to elaborate. Here's a real quick question. This no one will understand if you do this. Do you do an impression of your mother-in-law?
No, not really.
I mean, behind her back, do you walk up to your wife?
No, just my mother-in-law sounds so much like Paul Giamatti.
Nice save.
Are you going to take out that trash? Because I believe it needs to be outside right now.
Are there any lady impressions that you do?
Not human.
Okay.
The reason I say is because cartoon, I could do a Marge Simpson. Oh, homie. That's
Yeah, you do
which is
Miss
easy.
Piggy.
But you bring it down, it's actually Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. Oh, I didn't even know we are going to do that. We got to take care of this.
It's amazing. It's when you talk to Frank, he just uncovers these profound truths. You go, oh my God, that's right. It's the same voice.
Here's one that I've talked to you some before, but I've elaborated more recently on social media. It's people always say, John C. Reilly, did you touch my drum set? That voice right there. You put some more air in it, becomes Mark Ruffalo. I see this as an absolute win. I had no idea. There we go. And if you bring it down too much in the back of the throat, it's kind of Kermit the Frog. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog. There's two elements to it: Kermit the Frog and Fozzie Bear. Wow, waka waka waka. You go too deep with that Fozzie Bear part, and you get like Ray Romano. Oh no, that in there. So, and then the end, if you combine them all, it becomes Joe Rogan. Wow, Jamie, pull that up. Oh my God. Very good. Unbelievable. Why would you effing do that? Oh no.
Frank Caliendo was our guest. You do a lot of pure stand-up as well as the voices.
I do some. I mix the voices in a lot. It's what people like to hear. I found that I always use a lot of people who do impressions do the this guy would do this and it would go something like this, that type of thing. Fill in the blank. And I always like to use it like a radio producer where they have the button that they could press and a sound effect would come on. That's the way I liked Robin Williams. That's what I loved is Robin Williams would break into something. Oh my God. And he'd do that. And then there's Jack Nicholson on the side and he's like, hey, how are you? That type of thing to use them quickly, get in and get out. But yeah, I did. There's jokes in there too. Just they're spread out like right now.
Yeah. One of the interesting things about contemporary culture is because there are 1,000 TV channels. I'm sure there's someone listening right now that doesn't know who Paul Giamatti is.
Oh, of course,
it's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and he's I'd say he's an A-list, high level. I guess people might call him a character actor, but he's a big time actor.
Sure.
That if you could get him, you could, if you could sign him to a show, the show is probably going to get made. That's there's not too many people where that can happen. So, people don't know names. Like I remember this with Robert Downey Jr. I'll say Robert Downey Jr. and then not everybody knows, and I say Tony Stark, and people are like, yeah, and I'm like, that's amazing. I did this in Florida, and a lot goes on in Florida. But I said, this was real. This really happened. I go, I can't believe you guys know a fictional character more than the real person. And somebody said, well, that's because you got it wrong, Frank. I'm like, do tell. That's because Tony Stark's the real guy. Iron Man's the fictional character. Yeah, you got me.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't ask real quick a couple of the classics. You almost had an opportunity to do George W. Bush in front of the president. Is that correct?
Well, that happened quite a while ago. There were different times where that happened.
I was supposed to do the presidential correspondence dinner, but they hired me to do the congressional correspondence dinner right before, because Cheney had shot the guy in the woods and they wanted him to be seen laughing.
Oh, yeah.
So I did that. I did Bush next to him and Cheney's on the side, very funny. Basically turning into the Penguin.
Okay, and lastly, this is really unfair. Is there any impression you've worked on that nobody likes?
That people don't find good.
Yeah, that they go, no, that's you don't have it, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them start that way where people, because it's hard to get your own voice out of it, so people don't always hear it. You ever do that thing where watch a YouTube video where they show the pitches and people can't hear the different tones? The higher the high tones at certain ages, that you start to lose people who can hear it. Have you seen those?
I know all about it.
Right. But that's people when doing an impression is like doing a magic trick, right? It's basically sleight of voice. So I'm doing things to manipulate my throat and stuff like that, and people or parts of my mouth and whatever to get that voice. So people hear things differently, and you're covering something up. So it's almost like people can see through it. I'm trying to think of a specific one. I mean, I get a lot of blowback on that Paul Giamatti from people online. That people are like, he doesn't sound like that at all.
No, it's perfect.
It
is. They're wrong.
Well, thank you. That's what I tell them too.
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
I'm. There are plenty. Ray Romano was one. I threw it out there and was like, oh no. And I was like, I'm just doing a voice just to kind of throw it out there, and people are always like, nah, he's quite a bit different than that. It's not.
I know, Ma.
Yeah.
Frank, the last thing. Does your son do a Frank Caliendo impression?
Yeah, he can. I mean, he can do some different impressions and stuff. Like, does he do one of me? Probably not that he shows me that, but I'm sure my kids mock my wife more to me, so I'm sure they're mocking me to her.
More of the Bob and Tom Show is coming up for you in just a couple of minutes. A little mini kiss for you. We'll have that in just a minute. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's tax season, and we're all a bit tired of numbers. But here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it. Guaranteed. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Hello, and welcome to Mr. Obvious Show. I am your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Please, how may I help?
Well, Mr. Obvious, I bought this cabin. It's up there in Frigid Falls, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Good for you.
Oh, it's fabulous. I got it back in early December. And, man, it was just perfect. This cabin, I mean, this was my lifelong dream, you know.
Now, do I detect a note of sorrow in your voice, caller?
Man, you are some kind of perceptive.
Did something happen to your cabin, caller, please?
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that. Mr. Obvious, somebody stole it.
Someone stole your entire cabin.
Oh, apparently so, Mr. Obvious. I couldn't believe it. I went back up there this last weekend, and it was gone.
Now, caller, there must be some sort of logical explanation. An entire cabin can't just disappear.
Well, I wouldn't think so, but I sure as heck can't figure it out, Mr. Obvious.
Caller, don't take offense, but are you sure you remember where your cabin is located?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Obvious. I'm real good with directions. I don't know if you know this. I was a navigator in the war.
Which war, caller?
You know, the big one, the one against West Vietnam.
Caller?
Yeah, Mr. Obvious.
That was North Vietnam.
Huh. I guess that explains the lack of anti-aircraft fire during the mission.
Please, back to the cabin, caller. You went back to Minnesota this weekend.
Right.
And your cabin was gone?
Exactly.
Did you talk to anyone up there who might have seen anything?
Well, I talked to one guy. He was out boating. He said he didn't see a thing.
You said boating?
Right.
Is there a lake where your cabin is located?
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Obvious.
Caller. Did you fish at your cabin when you were there in February?
Oh, I sure did, Mr. O. It was great. Caught me a big old mess of fish.
You did, huh?
Oh, yeah. All I did, I cut a hole right there in the floor of my cabin, and there was fish swimming down there all over the place. It was great.
Caller, you cut a hole in the floor of your cabin, dropped a line, caught a fish?
Oh, yeah.
Caller, did you see the lake in February?
You know, that's the weird part, Mr. Obvious. I didn't even know there was a lake there. you know, in
Mhm.
February.
Yeah, caller, how big was this cabin of yours?
Oh, it was pretty small. Just room for me and, you know, maybe one other guy, but not much else,
I
really.
got a theory, caller.
Well, what's that?
Do you know where your stupid cabin is?
Well, no, that's why I was calling you to figure out where somebody would have taken my cabin.
It's at the bottom of the lake, caller. You had a nice fishy cabin. You didn't cut a hole in the floor of the cabin. For Pete's sake, you cut a hole in the ice the cabin was sitting on. When the ice melted, your cabin sank.
It sank?
It sank.
So what are you saying, like it was built on a quicksand or something?
No, it's warmer weather. Water melted. Your cabin's at the bottom of the lake. You were supposed to drag it off the ice when the weather started getting warmer.
Ice fishing cabin.
Yeah.
Huh. I never made the connection.
Yeah.
Man, that's a shame. I just bought a brand new living room suite for the place.
Join us again next time
Not to even mention the big screen TV.
on the Mr. Obvious show. Goodbye.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show on a Friday morning. This is Christopher speaking. Once again, the gang is back in here live on Monday morning. Little mini kiss for you here on a Friday morning and wrestling a bear. Here's the details.
There's nothing. Christy Lee at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey.
There's Jeff Oskey.
J.O. baby.
J.O. Jess Hooker joins us.
Hi.
Jess has the Frontier Little House on the Prairie dress on. Don't you think?
No, I call this my Elaine dress. This is
okay.
Seinfeld Elaine. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Ace Cosby.
A-C-E.
A-C-E.
Yeah, but Ace is already a nickname.
J-O.
Well, he's J.O. I would be A-C.
Be careful. I'll blurt out the real one. Be careful. I'm Chick McGee, and here's...
So you want to be AC?
Tom goes down.
Yeah, because it's cold.
Ice cold.
Okay. Well, we have a lot to get to here. You missed our mini kiss hunk.
I have a follow-up, and I don't know if this is true or not, but let's start. There is a Kiss tribute band called Mini Kiss, and they are made up of little people.
Men that are short of stature.
Right.
Little people.
No, not just short people, little
Right.
people.
Mhm.
Right. And they set the record, the Guinness World Record, for the shortest band male at just over 4 feet.
Okay.
4.5 feet.
Okay.
Evidently, according to a guy named David, this email just in, one of the members, his name is Mike, in Mini Kiss, is the actor that was tossed in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh.
Wow.
They
Okay.
had him come over to the office. And this guy, it's all about the music.
Well, I mean,
They admit they're entertainers. They don't.
A
say
gig is
they're
a gig.
Boy,
They're not-
entertainer's a stretch.
I bet the gigs are few and far between.
Did you ever host a little person tossing?
No, I would not do that. I do not approve of that. But I mean, there are two sides to that. I mean, for the one guy's going to go, hey, you put on a helmet, you get a nice check. At the same time, I think it's
Where else are you going to make that kind of money?
I just think it's kind of soul killing,
Yeah.
awful. No,
I did not host a bear wrestling event, but I attended.
I was there.
A bear wrestling event.
Ace wrestled the bear.
Ace wrestled the bear.
Yeah.
There you go. That's where he is on.
Is the bear wearing some kind of?
He had a muzzle on.
I think
didn't
he had a muzzle.
Yeah.
Sedated?
Oh, pretty much.
No, here's
I
something.
went in thinking, I'm going to pick this thing up and slam it. No.
No. Was it the
Was
same
there-
size as you?
No, bigger.
Oh my gosh.
Was there an odor?
Just musty fur.
That's my understanding that in the wild, bears.
And I'm guessing that's not the first time you smelled musty fur. Am I right on that?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great name.
It
for
was
a
the 80s.
stripper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when there were protesters when I was there. You could barely get into the tavern, but that's where the liquor was. That's why I went. And to go out and make it a good day with this thought in your head: if the bear's not wearing a muzzle, they've taken all his teeth out.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that's awful.
It was awful.
It's a gummy bear.
That's pretty funny. Come on.
Hey, we're done now.
Bravo.
That was Ace Cosby.
No.
Number one. Yes.
Home run.
Home run.
It was my understanding that in the wild, bears really smell bad.
There's no showers in the
Probably.
forest.
They aren't bathing in the
They
stream.
do.
You think the wolves and the raccoons smell good?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Comparatively? Okay.
And of course, the fox has to smell the best.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well groomed.
Fox on the run.
Right? Foxy?
I found this out the hard way. I was trapping raccoons.
Oh, this just last week.
Well, they were eating all my chickens, so I started trapping them, and I would drive them out and leave them in a used car lot. And I'm pretty sure they found their way back. But I put them in the trunk of my car, obviously in a cage.
Sure.
Not even thinking like, oh, they're going to release everything they
Right.
have into the trunk of my car, and so I'm pretty sure it still smells like raccoon.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Raccoon scat?
More urine.
We've had that here. We know what that smells
Even
like.
worse.
Ugh.
This
We
always
had-
reminds me of the same story.
Yep.
Chick and I thought it would be really funny.
Yes, we did.
There was an employee here who had a very, very large donkey. I believe it was called a
The breed is a Mammoth Jack.
Mammoth
is what
Jack.
they're called.
This thing was huge.
Oh, it's on an album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a picture.
There's a picture of me with a donkey.
And so
I'll put it up on my Instagram.
There's a
All about you.
There's a great. So Chick and I are parading this thing outside, and there's a really funny shot.
That's right.
You know, Bob with the microphone, and there's this huge donkey head looking in the window. But then we thought, let's bring it inside.
Right.
Not thinking.
This is the brilliance of Tom Griswold. Where would it be make the perfect picture opportunity?
In the general manager's office.
Sure. Right. Sure.
So
Of course.
we have there's obviously a wheelchair ramp to get up here. So we were able to get the donkey. Again, this thing is the size of a horse. So we get it in the building, and the whole time I'm thinking, God, I just hope this thing doesn't poop.
He was reasonably tame and cooperative.
Yeah, very
Yeah, it was
cooperative.
great.
And a beautiful animal. Anyway, so we get into the general manager's office.
Photogenic.
We take this very funny picture in the general manager's office,
Yeah.
you know, with all of this crap on the wall.
Put the donkey behind the desk.
The various awards, you know, sales god, you know, and then we take the thing outside, and the minute we get outside,
I
this
will
thing,
never forget it.
Imagine turning on 5 hoses at the same time.
And there was something physical that went on with the donkey before he urinated.
It was unbelievable.
It came out of it was almost like a robotic. You could almost hear the as it came out and then started urinating. This thing was as big around as a dinner plate. It was amazing.
It was a large.
It was amazing.
The larger point here is the quantity of urine. I was thinking, it never dawned on me he might pee inside the building. It's not a dog.
If he would have done that in the general manager's office, it would have been 2 inches deep in there.
Oh, we would have had. We would have had
Oh,
to.
you
It would have
ruined
been
everything.
new drywall, new carpeting, new desk,
the whole thing.
But it never occurred to me.
No,
but it was house trained.
It must have been. Yeah.
I don't think she actually brought this into her house because this thing was huge.
I don't know if you remember her.
I don't think her house was that big.
We'll just leave it right there. Oh, fortunately, the phone's ringing. Could you
That
grab
sounds certainly. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hey, Donnie, how are you?
I'm good. You're talking about donkeys. I want to call in real quick about the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
Well, I ain't going after last year's fiasco. I'm done. I got seats last year in the International Special Guest section.
Right.
Part of some State Department cooperative let's live off foreigners thing. And I was seated behind what I can only describe as like 4/5 of the Chinese women's basketball team.
Oh, really?
I couldn't see nothing. My 80 cousin Lonnie got lucky. He was behind the Chinese gymnastics team captain. She's about the size of a chihuahua, so he could see horses real good. But the she-beast I was stuck behind was like the Andre the Giant of the Chinese hoopsters. Only huskier and had way more facial hair. And on top of that, she was sporting a hat the size of a Chinese spy balloon. Swear to God. So the reason I like the Derby is to put a little action down on the ponies or donkeys or whoever's running this year.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the paper, and I wanted to call in my picks for the Derby this year.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Well, with 20-1 odds, I got to go with confidence game. Because when it comes to winning the Derby or picking up chicks who are fire-ass hot, it's all about the confidence game. How else do you explain Pete Davidson? Swear to God. And this year, a lot of people are liking Forte at 3-1. But I ain't betting on no horse named after a Korean car, you know. Just ain't Christian. So that's why I'm putting all my money on Tap It Twice. I'll say it like this. Last time I tapped it twice, Angel Skinner's had to leave on a gurney. Swear to God. Just like that donkey, I'm going to give her to the liver.
Thanks.
Donnie brought up an interesting point, though. Why hasn't there been a Disney movie yet where a donkey runs in the Kentucky Derby?
There has to have been one.
Feel good.
Are you sure there hasn't been one?
I don't know.
I feel like there is.
And he wins the. What was the one with Tobey Maguire?
Secretary?
No, it was.
What was that called?
Hot to Trot?
No. Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
Well, that's a serious movie.
I know. That's why I want to. Why hasn't Disney done this? They had Gus the donkey, the field goal kicking mule. That was a movie. If he can kick field goals, he can run in the derby.
What's it called?
If there wasn't a writer's strike, you could sit down and write this right now.
Racing Stripes? Oh,
that's a zebra.
That's a zebra.
Yeah, we'll have to dig up the photographs.
Totally different.
We'll have to dig up the photographs of this donkey that we had in the building.
I have it. It'll be on my Instagram.
Huge donkey. Now, speaking of great weather, am I correct in saying that they're expecting really good weather for the coronation as well as the Kentucky Derby?
I believe so, yes.
Well, we got an interesting connection with the coronation and dogs in the news.
Are we done with sports?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we played the outro and everything.
Okay. Experts in the UK are cautioning pet owners against bringing their dogs to coronation events. Dog behaviorist Caroline Spencer told the Mirror, quote, "I do not think dogs should be taken to the coronation unless they are service or assistance dogs. London will be extremely busy, and this can be stressful for dogs, particularly those prone to reactivity."
Now, does this include Camilla?
Wow.
Oh, man. You are pounding away at it today.
I'm sorry, this royal family crap.
People could easily step on their paws by accident, not notice them. You might encounter other dogs in a confined space, which, of course, could start a dog fight and more.
What about service animals? What about?
They said that's okay.
Yeah.
She said that in the story. Yeah.
She starts talking, I stop listening.
I don't care.
What is going on?
Did you guys see the prank in the lawn at the coronation? Somewhere, wherever the coronation is happening, someone mowed a giant penis into the lawn.
What?
How did we miss that?
That should
I
be a
haven't
story.
seen that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they did. It's
Now, Jeff, when you mow a penis into a lawn, do you use GPS or do you eyeball it?
I eyeball it, but I did learn this back when I landscaped. If you really hate somebody, you can just take like lawn killer, on the spray, and then just draw it in their front yard at night, and then 2 days later they have a dead yard full of designs.
Well,
this is from the New York Post.
Go ahead.
Cocky pranksters mowed a giant penis.
It really says cocky.
Onto the famous grounds of the Royal Crescent in Bath, England, where the Bath was originally, where a significant coronation party set to be thrown in just 2 days. Residents woke yesterday morning to morning wood, it says in the story. It's unclear if law enforcement is handling the case. Fancy homes that date to the 18th century from a crescent on the street known worldwide for having perfect lawns. Oh, here you go, Tom. By gosh, that is rudimentary at best, but there it is.
Yeah.
That's primitive. Looks like an early cave painting. Christy Lee at the Bob and Tom News Desk, and Christy is going to be going to a what's this party called tomorrow?
Pajamas and Pearls.
Pajamas and Pearls.
I have to be honest, I'm a little jealous. People sitting around talking about England and watching the coronation.
Oh, it's a wonderful time.
I'll be doing that with my dogs, but they won't.
And we
be
have all
talking
English
back.
food. We have scones. We have tea. We have
mushy peas.
We'll have
sticky
quiche.
toffee pudding.
Yes, it's great.
Really? Okay. And this starts at 5:20 in the morning Eastern
Yeah.
time. Okay.
Well, you got to.
Are you going to get up and watch this, Chick?
I'm up anyway on the weekend.
You'll
About
watch.
that time. Yeah, I don't think he's crowned until I think
he hasn't been
eight
crowning
our time
for
or
about
something.
75 years.
Oh my God.
Last time he crowned.
You know, there had to be an issue with those ears, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
A lot of
okay,
screaming.
this is going to be a big push, Liz. Come on, baby.
It's the future king, babe.
Ride it.
Let it
ride
rip.
It. An ear's caught. Hang on.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll be not watching. Thanks. What else is happening in the news, Christy Lee?
Saturday's brutal. You'll be at
There's going to be a lacrosse game.
I got
and a human pool.
Apparently, I've got now lacrosse, swimming, soccer.
How do you have a schedule? Is it in the house somewhere, like on a chalkboard?
And then you have date night, right?
Yeah. I forget all these things. I never remember what's going where. Who?
Do you have a date night ever?
It depends on what's going on. I think maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, you got to use the sexy talk.
You got to try to get
that works every time.
You got to try the sexy talk.
Do you plan your dates in advance? You get to
I don't
pick
think
special.
I don't think Tom plans them.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
I bet I would.
What do you have in mind?
I talked to your significant other at that charity function we did, and she was telling me when you were sick last week. I get up and I go downstairs, and she says, "Well, what the hell, is he still here?" she's walking around, and
She said he never misses work.
So she said that she made you some bone broth.
It was delightful.
And fed it to you.
That's not
Well, the trick to a good date is you ask her, you say, "Hey, what's your favorite place to go?" And then when she says that, you're like, "That's where we're going."
That's amazing.
And then that's how you know.
This is karma. Fate.
That is good.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't ask her where she wants to go. You say, "Hey, what's your favorite place?" And then when she says,
try that.
And then you go, "Oh, that's where we're going." And then you try to get reservations and you can't get in.
You get on the app really quick.
First of all, we're going to have to get the plane to the Bahamas.
We'll wrap things up here on a Friday morning. Coming up next, comedian Greg Hahn. Hang on to something. This is the Bob and Tom Show. And we are back here on a Friday morning. This is Christopher in the Bob and Tom studios, wrapping things up here on a Friday. Comedian Greg Hahn in studio.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much. I'm just getting my entries in to name these otters.
Yeah.
Oh, how
at
nice.
The Shed Aquarium. I had the one I've decided to name Welcome Back Otter.
Yeah, what's the other?
Harry Otter.
Okay, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Kind of
What
Harry
about
Potter, yeah.
what about Otter McOtterface?
Oh.
Don't call me Otter.
Don't call me Otter. I like that very much, Pat.
Not Fatto.
A late entry from Pat Godwin with the Pearl Jam.
I wanted to name one Mobile. Ottermobile.
That's good.
I like that very much.
Ottermobile.
I bet they get a lot of Emmets. Remember Emmett Otter and his Jug Band Christmas?
Nope.
Oh, it's a classic.
Nope,
Classic.
don't remember that. Do you remember that, Tom?
I do not, but I'm sure.
So therefore
We
it
do
doesn't
have
exist. What else do we have?
An email from a school teacher.
Jim.
A school teacher, thank you, Tyler, on why the Halloween parade is today and not Monday. Well, because teachers don't want to deal with that on a Monday. Here's your sugar. Now get the hell out and have a nice weekend.
That's probably true.
It's
Yeah.
same because they fire kids on Fridays too, so they don't have to.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Did we mention that Greg Hahn is here with us? Greg Hahn is a great comedian.
so happy to be here.
Christy, what are you doing?
I'm sitting here. What are you doing?
What do you got?
What the hell are you doing?
The state of Maine is removing vulgarities from license plates. The state is enforcing some new rules that will eliminate obscenities that appeared on vanity license plates after the state eliminated its review process.
Like ass.
They began issuing recall letters this month. Estimates suggest 400 allegedly offensive plates could be subject to recall.
What about boobs?
Ban derogatory references to age, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origin, religion, or disability.
I see.
Nothing about boobs.
Yeah, you can still say it.
A committee has been set up to review vanity plate requests along with complaints by members of the public. The Secretary of State, Sheena Bellows, said obscenities should not be on license plates, which are state property.
And by the way, that woman's always yelling.
Always.
Bellows. Okay.
She said, what I would say to those who want to engage in objectionable or questionable speech, get a bumper sticker.
I see.
Like banger. Yeah, that's a city, isn't it?
And they make a big deal on it. It's
Bangor.
Yeah,
they make a big deal. Yeah. But everybody says banger.
Yeah, everybody.
That isn't from there. I would like to see. I tried to find out what some of the ones that they're banning or what. Can you imagine what a fun time that committee is?
What's acceptable?
No,
What isn't?
Shirley. No, smegma. No, we can't have that.
What's
Why
smegma?
not? Yeah, oh, God.
Well, smegma's a
well, no, I
cheesy
think-
substance.
No
Certainly
point.
wouldn't. Many of the uncircumcised. Oh,
I mean, I feel bad for the prisoners.
Why?
Well, like the only fun thing they've got going.
yeah. Now it's all boring, just numbers and
Yeah.
letters.
Hey, Spike. Yeah, I had dildo backwards today. They didn't notice it.
Yeah.
Odlid?
Odlid.
Odlid?
I noticed that.
And you're making license plates. You know those guys have to. They must do some really fun ones when nobody's.
That's pretty funny,
When,
especially-
when nobody's looking.
Yeah. If you have
Man, I saw a big mistake on a car the other day. I was just laughing and laughing. There was an ambulance, and they had the word ambulance painted backwards on it. Like, you moron!
So embarrassing.
When that happens, I like to stop, get out of the car, let them know.
You dummies!
Yeah, leave your door open. They can't get around you.
All right.
A California-based marijuana company is being sued by customers who claim its products are not making them high enough. CBS News reports that Jasper Centeno and Blake Wilson filed a lawsuit accusing Dreamfields brands of false advertising.
Stoner losers.
The complaint accuses Dreamfields of exaggerating its products' THC levels to charge higher prices.
Get a job,
They couldn't be great guys. You're telling me that Jasper and Blake aren't great guys, Josh?
I'm surprised they're. I mean, they must be right because if they were truly stoners, they wouldn't be able to get it together to sue. I think that they may have a case.
They just have money.
You know, Blake's though one of those names that's hard to overcome. If your name's Blake, I mean, it's
Why? Sounds serious.
Immediately,
Blake?
I think Blake is like a Karen.
I
that's
agree
what I
with
feel.
Chick.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Blake sounds like it's like Chase. Or
I like the name
It's
Blake.
kind of
I've met
serious.
tough guy Blakes.
Yeah. I saw fire.
Oh, no.
Huh? Blake's got daddy's money.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
What? Absolutely.
Yes.
Some great Blakes out there, Chick.
I don't believe
You got your Blake Edwards.
Oh yeah,
Blake Shelton.
That's
right?
why.
Yeah.
Oh, Blake Shelton's good.
I don't care. for
Comedian
Blake Shelton.
Blake Clark, badass.
I love
They
Blake.
got misunderstood hero Robert Blake.
Well, I kind of understand Robert Blake, though.
The pair are
How many
suing
times have you thought, one, I want to put her in the dumpster? Huh? Come on.
undisclosed amount of damages.
Sorry.
I see. What do you think, Willie? Do you feel like there's some false advertising out there in the weed world?
I mean, yeah, it's all false advertising. All the strain names, it's you don't sell enough of one, so then you switch it from Blue Dream to California Party.
Hey, California Party does sound cool.
Yeah, it's just, but that's what I think it is.
How much shopping would I have to do to get the right high that I would like and it remain consistent?
You know what, dude? You go in there.
That's got me up at night.
It's these 22-year-olds with blue hair. They're these weird little stoner sommelier weirdos.
They know everything.
And they will walk you through it nice
Really?
and slow.
I went into one. We were out skiing in Colorado. Willie and I went into one, and it's staggering the level of knowledge these guys have. And is it still cash only?
You can use a debit card, and they charge it like it's an ATM. And then you can tip them out with the change.
Okay. But now, remember, we had a story a couple weeks ago about a guy in California suing a North Carolina company that was making, remember this, Texas Pete's barbecue sauce?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does Maui Wowie have to be made in Hawaii, or is that the...
If it's not grown there, what are they doing?
Is that still a thing, Maui Wowie? Or...
Yes. And the strain stuff is really hard. It depends on who's growing it. It's not an exact science, I'd say.
Okay, well, so these guys are claiming that the THC levels, do they post them on the actual product? Is it okay, so these guys are claiming that those, okay.
I actually kind of respect these guys because it's not often you hear about the stoners who are doing it just to get high. It's refreshing. It's, oh, no, the health benefits of smoking. You want to get high. Just admit it.
I knew I wasn't high enough because I was able to figure out the 20% tip for the pizza guy in less than half an hour. And that's how I knew this wasn't any good.
Germany has announced plans to legalize cannabis.
But have you smoked weed, Christy? The audience demands to know.
I tried it. Not my thing.
Oh.
Sorry.
Not an inhaler. The old Bill Clinton.
No, it made me paranoid and I didn't care for it. Edibles are different. But anyway, this week,
Sorry, so Germany is legalizing pot?
this week the country's
Put in the
health-
high in Sieg Heil?
That's one of the slogans they didn't go with.
Oh, okay, sorry.
This week, the country's health minister, Karl Lauterbach, revealed a plan to decriminalize the possession of up to 1 ounce of cannabis and to allow the recreational sale of the substance to adults.
That German weed is good. It'll get you blitzed.
Lauterbach said the new rules
Tom.
serve as a model for Europe.
That's very good. I was trying to formulate a joke. I missed what you said. You said blitzed. I'm so sorry. I was trying to think of a name for the German pot.
Oh yeah,
since they try to give them kind of pun-like names and some of the stuff. This. I apologize for the obscurity of this in advance. Maybe you want to stay in here, Mark, so you can yuck it up when I say it.
Extra body.
How about Dank a Shane?
I know that's actually pretty good. This is a man singing.
Thank you for
I did not know that for many, many years.
Same here.
Wayne Newton. Boy, that clock's ticking on that guy.
I thought that was Matthew Broderick.
How did he miss the boat of being nicknamed Fig?
I don't know. Is
good one?
No, just if I could get back to our topic.
I'm hurt by that.
Is dank? Dank. All I know it's like
dank's good.
Category of weed. Is that right?
It's just like, oh, this looks dank. This smells dank. This is dank.
Does that mean it's bad or good?
It means good. Dank is good.
Okay. Because sometimes you can say dank is bad, but you mean
bad.
Dank
basement
where bad
would be
means
bad.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, a dank basement's bad.
Oh, sure.
You might have your dank weed.
You might have foundation issues.
How do you light it if it's so dank?
You gotta hold it.
Doesn't mean it's heavy with moisture. Huh?
Blah blah blah. Something funny.
Okay.
We can just do that.
I think we can. Yeah.
Greg, you ever smoked the?
No, it's not my thing. I like Howlerhead whiskey. UFC fights.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Jim Rome takes on sports.
Why? Because you're not playing me.
With rapid fire takes.
Y'all went from the Super Bowl straight to the toilet bowl. He's not over the NFL. The NFL is over him.
Scorching debates.
All the good, all the bad, all the ups, all the downs.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
Sorry for what I said because it was appropriate when I said it, but I can't say it anymore, dude. You are killing the game.
The Jim Rome Show podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.